And then we are going to talk about the action plan I posted on Basecamp, that the meeting minutes we have with Sonia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
So progress report.
All right. What order do we want to do this in? I guess the order that Sandy put in on the agenda. So leadership bootcamp first,
Yeah.
and then we can just go down straight down.
You have to wait for Emily for that.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Okay.
I guess itinerary. Let me see if I can get in touch with Emily. I don't know where she is.
Yeah, we need John and Judy for itinerary.
Guys. Eight.
Ping.
Okay, sorry. I accidentally closed my. Okay.
Okay.
So. Leadership camp.
Yeah, let's wait until we get Emily for that.
Oh, and
yeah,
okay.
I'm looking for her.
Okay, so maybe I can start from fundraising.
Okay.
LTTC has confirmed they're giving us like $10,000 for the conference and two $10,000 scholarship for 2 Chinese delegates. And Sonia and the Yale Club in Taipei promised us to give us like $20,000 for a Taiwanese delegate. So a maximum like 3 people in the 3 Taiwanese delegate can get the scholarship during this conference. Yeah, and we're still looking for more opportunities for scholarship. And what else? And the leadership program in NTU has given us 60,000 NTs for the conference, and it can be used only on the traffic, on like the bus. Yeah, so this $60,000 will be allocated to the traffic during the Taichung trip or Tainan or Taitung trip. Yeah, and what else? And Raymond is now working on a crowdfunding project on Flying V, and he just started it because I just assigned him this work like 2 days ago, and he is still working on it. Yeah, and so what else? LTTC leadership program and Flying V. Oh yeah, and there's a fund in NTU that is provided from the campus itself to the students' activities. That is students' international activities. The NTU is going to fund like some of us. Like we have to submit our proposal, and the campus will go through the content of this international activity and see if we can get this nice fund. And this fund is about like $70,000. $70,000.
At top,
yeah. And another fundraising is from the
education
what? 教育部
bureau.
Yeah,
Bureau.
Ministry of Education. And we will start working on this project on March, right? See, March, is that right, Sandy? Yeah, in March. And NTU, we're starting now. Okay, so there are totally like 4 ways that we can get money. One is from the NTU Leadership Program, and one is from NTU itself, and one is from the Ministry of Education, and the other is from LTTC. So there's 4 ways that like so far, like right now, like Taiwanese executive committee can get money from. Is that okay?
Yeah, that sounds really good. All right.
So
Yeah.
I just counted. I can give a very short, very rough count, and we still lack like $20,000.
Okay.
Even getting all of these. So that is what Flying V and the AC parts have to work on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how about so how much you're charging the Taiwanese delegate fee is 20,000.
20,000, yeah, 20,000.
Right? How much does that cover from? Oh, let me do some math. Okay, I see what you mean. All right.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So totally like $60,000 from Taiwanese delegates, and you're charging American delegates like for 45,000, right?
Yeah, 1,500 USD.
Yeah, 45.
Yeah, the way that Emily, I mean, we can. The way we figured it out is that if we charge American delegates $1,500 each, that's enough to cover the entire program for us. And so any additional fundraising we do will be additional, and that'll go straight towards scholarships. We're trying to keep, administrative fees to a minimum, so we can put all of our money towards scholarships. But if you're saying that you need us to supplement some of that remaining, what did you say, 20% that you're missing? If you could give us like a figure that you need us to meet, and we'll set that aside, and then we'll try to fill that first before working on scholarships if it's really that dire. Because the thing right now is that because fundraising in the U.S. is a little bit tricky for us.
Yes.
We can't ask schools in the same way that you guys can, or that if we ask schools, they will only fund one student, and that's all the money they'll give us.
Mm-hmm.
So we're still looking for leads right now. So I have a hunch that you guys might have more success in fundraising than we do. But let's see how things go.
Okay.
But if you could give us just a figure of how much you think you'll need, and then we'll see how we can work with that.
I think we still lack like 20,000 NT dollars, right? And
20. Okay.
the target of the Flying V project, that do you know how the crowdfunding works? That we have.
Yeah.
And the figure we set is like $80,000 NT dollars.
Okay.
80,000. So there are 2 ways to solve this problem. One is that you guys successfully like fund that much money, and the one is like we change the logistic in Taipei. We find a cheaper place to live in, so that we save money and we don't have to cost that much money.
Okay. Yeah, that's totally fine. Just keep us posted. If the budget changes, you'll have to talk to Emily about that because she's in charge of the budget from the US. So
can you invite her now?
She just got back. She says she'll join the YouTube. I mean, is there space here?
Yeah, I think we still have. There's only 7 of us here.
Okay, Tim, did you invite her?
Yep.
Okay.
I think John and Judy can come in, right?
Yeah, they can. Yeah, we have enough room.
Hey, where's Patrick?
Patrick, he says the stream isn't working, so he's going to do YouTube, and that seems to be working. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so
so this should just be 刚刚好. Okay. Yeah, our approach. I mean, Emily will talk more about this because she's in charge of this. But our approach with fundraising, like I said, is just we already know that we have enough money just from the program fees, so everything we do is towards scholarships. Now, scholarships are a really big deal for us because that's a deterrent for a lot of applicants. So yeah, but like I didn't know about you guys needing us to supplement part of your fundraising, so we can do that. We just need to know how much. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. We'll keep you posted on that. It's moving slowly for us just because it takes a little more weaseling for us to get money. but we'll keep you posted.
Okay. And TC will continue to find more ways to fund money.
Okay. Oh, Judy's here.
Hi, Judy.
Judy.
Long time no see. Long time no see.
Me?
Yeah, Judy. Where's Sean?
John.
John. Okay, so this is the fundraising part. If anyone has any questions or any suggestions or any ways I can.
The Americans is going to start doing Indiegogo or some sort of crowdfunding thing. We can't use what's it called, Kickstarter, because they have weird rules. But we're going to use probably Indiegogo. We're going to start that probably much later down the line, just because it would be really bad if we started it now and then just let it sit and rot until the conference. So we're trying to build on the momentum of that. But when are you guys planning on launching your Flying V?
Raymond.
March?
March or?
Yeah, March.
March.
Oh, okay. All right, that's reasonable.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late.
Hi, Emily.
Hey.
Good morning.
So we're launching it on March.
March.
Okay, we're talking about fundraising stuff, and I told them about sponsors and stuff. But did you have anything you wanted to add to that?
Oh yeah, sure. So I met with Project Pengyo, what was that, 2 nights ago? And there's a delay on getting sponsors from them because their CEO is in the hospital right now. But they will email me time for them. But I've been talking with Alice too, and all the people that we had last year, like Bob. She said she's going to send out a preliminary email, and then I'll take it from there.
Wait, and Project Pengyo is funding us?
Sorry?
Project Pengyo is funding us?
Well, they have this network called Committee of 100, which is a group of like the richest Chinese and Taiwanese Americans, and they all work together to fund projects. So, they're gonna give us all the Taiwanese contacts.
Oh, okay. And do you know how much money we can get from them?
No, that's because this is all gonna take a little bit more time because the CEO is in the hospital.
Okay, I see.
So yeah, it's gonna take a little longer than I expected.
Okay. And so AZ is having the Project Pengyo and Kickstarters.
Yeah, Kickstarter. If you guys are going to start in March, I guess it would make sense. I don't think March is too early. I think it would make sense for us to launch at about the same time then. So we can plan for March.
One of the managers in Flying V warned me that if like it is kind of illegal to fund on different like crowdfunding platforms for one project or one conference at the same time.
He said it's okay as long as we don't. There was a problem because that person, they posted the other website on their pages, so there will be a problem. But as long as they separate it, so I think it's fine. I don't think it's illegal. It's just not active.
Okay. Raymond has something to say.
Yeah, I think it's okay because the Kickstarter and the Flying V is different target audience. The Kickstarter is for American people, and the Flying V is all for Taiwanese people, so it's okay, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's necessary because I don't think any Americans know what Flying V is. So it might be a little bit. If they see an Indiegogo, they'll know the deal.
Okay.
Though now that you bring up legal issues, if there are any legal issues, we don't want to mess with that.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll take a better look at what Indiegogo specifies or whatever platform we're using, and make sure that we're not getting ourselves into trouble.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I will ask about the Flying V, just like the manager, and asking about if we can just do the same project with the on the Kickstarter and on Flying V.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Also, it sounds like if there are any problems, it would just be that it's two things funding the same thing. So if that's an issue, maybe we can just say the Flying Bee will fund the Taiwanese delegates, and the Kickstarter or Indiegogo will fund the American delegates, and then that should be fine.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on, I just lost my agenda.
Okay, that's cool. So, Raymond, do you have any like approach or any person, any people you know that can provide us with money?
Oh, do I?
Raymond.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
That's a great question. I think, let me think about it and I will talk to you later.
Okay.
Yeah.
And last year, I want to ask a question. It's like last year we get like, wait, what's that organization's name? We get a very huge amount of money from
Vincent.
from
Are you
the
talking about Vincent?
Viscount, right?
Yeah,
Viscount Industries?
Oh, Vincent.
Yeah. It's alright.
discount. What? So is that Alice connection or?
Emily, do you remember?
I haven't heard from Viscount. Alice didn't mention them, but I'm also speaking with someone in the government down here, our local, not a local, but he's like a big congressman in the DC area, and he's gonna send me an email with a lot of grants that he suggests, and then he's also gonna think about some contacts. So I have some good leads, but it's just slow work, especially because it's so early in the year, and a lot of companies are kind of redoing their finances for the next quarter.
Mm-hmm. So is that another possible way that we can get money?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So total AC3. Okay, I got it.
Tentatively, all of these are far from confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
So we're also relying a lot on personal contacts. There's one parent at the school that I work at who is chair of the philanthropy education something or other at GE, General Electric.
Mm-hmm.
So I might talk to her soon. So that's a possibility. But everything has been relying on personal contacts so far.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's kind of the deal. That's why things have been kind of moving slowly.
Yeah, I still have that Google Doc on Basecamp.
Yes.
I'd please everyone input into it. I only have Patricia and Tim's. So if you add them, I'll send out emails.
Yes, and I know nobody, so my contacts aren't much help. Okay, all right. So fundraising, are we all set with this? Because since Emily's here, I want to move back to leadership bootcamp stuff. And
Sure.
Yeah. Leadership bootcamp.
okay, leadership bootcamp. I saw in your meeting with Sonia, I didn't read the minutes in full detail, but it looks like you guys had a lot of ideas for a leadership bootcamp.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, so first of all, we shortened the leadership bootcamp to 2 days, right? And it is on July 22nd and July 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Wednesday and Thursday. And we're holding this conference at Jinshan. And Jinshan is a suburban area around Taipei. And there's barbecue and there's a place for us to like play paintball and barbecue, and there's also a meeting room, so we can like do a lot of things over there. And right now, me and Sandy are working on the activity design on what we're going to do in this leadership bootcamp, and we've got several ideas. Like, we separate activities into 2 days, and the first day we're going to do something more serious, and the second day we're going to do something more like fun, having fun. Yeah, and so for the serious part, that is the first day, we are planning to hold the activities like ice-breaking activities, and another is the TED Talk activities. That's something like TED Talk. And the ice-breaking activities, we haven't come up with any good ideas yet. But Sonia suggests us that we can like playing some games or like any activities that can that can successfully like express our identity, like how we define ourselves, and like what kind of animals we define ourselves. Like some games or some activity that can give a great introduction of ourselves. Yeah, and so in this part we haven't come up with a lot of ideas yet, but we're still working on it. And for the second part, we're planning to hold an TED Talk, and this TED Talk is there are two formats that we can do this TED Talk. One is to ask the delegates to choose their favorite TED Talk on the website and explain why this TED Talk has influenced them that much and how their lives changing like after watching this TED Talk, so that we can know this person better. And the other way is to ask the delegate themselves to share their own story, like at most 3 minutes to 5 minutes, and the audience down there can ask them questions like how did you decide to join that kind of activities, or something that is related to that person. Yeah, so that is another way that we can know the delegates better. And also, for a serious part, we are planning to hire someone either from Project Pengyo or from Taiwan Year to teach us how to write in very thorough, very complete action plan, like proposals, so that we can. I haven't mentioned that we have a little change on the action plan project. So I'll start here. And the action plan, we change it to like every delegate that joining TASC has to prepare their own action plan, their own like little project that they want to do, that is related to the roundtable they're in. Yeah, and so they will have to know how to write a very complete proposal, and that is what we are doing in this leadership bootcamp, like how to hire someone to teach them how to write this proposal. And there are candidates now. One is Judy's friend, and Judy's friend has taught this kind of classes in like how to write a proposal. Yeah, and another is from Project. And I bet Tyler or someone is contacted to right now. Yeah, so that's our plan for the first day of leadership bootcamp. So 3 parts. One is the icebreaking activity, and the second part is the proposal and workshop, and the third part is the TED Talk activity. Yeah. And
can I pipe in something?
Okay.
So I met when Tyler was there as well. We spoke with the people at Project Pengyo, and they said that they'd love to help out if they can. They gave us 2 contacts that they think would be good to help us.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a possibility there. We have 2 names of people that could help lead it, or train us on how to lead it.
I think if it's only going to be... Oh, no, Tim, go ahead.
So are we going to hire them to come to Taiwan?
I mean, if we only have 2 days, I don't really think it's practical to invite more than one person as like a workshop leader. I mean, I think if we're only going to do 2 days, I think it would make more sense to have one person as kind of like a main speaker or like an advisor that leads throughout the entire conference. Either that or we hold it ourselves.
There's one girl that might be in Taiwan anyway. Of the two they offered one, there's a strong chance she might be in Taiwan anyway. So I'll take charge of reaching out to her and seeing what her plan for the year is.
Okay.
Okay, that's cool.
Tim, just wondering, is the only thing we would have them be doing with the current schedule, the only thing we have them be doing is teaching how to write a proposal, or would there be time for them to do something else maybe?
Yeah, or like kind of
If
build something
they're-
on their own.
If they're coming, we're going to give them more times, like maybe half a day or the whole day for them if they're really coming.
Okay.
So I'm just looking at the notes that from your guys' meeting with Sonia. So it looks like it says part 1 icebreaking activities. I'm guessing that's the first day.
Yeah.
So that would be okay. And then the part 2 leadership activities, that would include the TED Talk. That would include the proposal writing workshop. I think those 2 would honestly be enough to take up the whole day, especially since if we're leaving at 8 at night on the last day. Basically, that translates into we have to finish the schedule of the day by like 6. Like 6 dinner and then pack up and then leave.
No,
So-
actually we are leaving on the 3rd day in the morning.
Oh shoot! Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Darn. All right. Now I remember. Okay, that's a lot better then. Okay. So I guess let's take things one at a time then. So for the first day, the icebreaking activities. Yeah, I think having like some sort of game or some sort of identity activity would be good. I think if that's gonna be like our one thing, and I feel like we should only have one, otherwise it'll get old fast. We should spend a good chunk of time thinking about that. So I think between the 4 of us on the boot camp committee, let's focus our energy on that and try to think of a really good activity. Pat suggested 2 truths and a lie, which I think is actually kind of cool. But let's think of a really good activity for that. And then what other facilities do they have at Jinsan besides the paintball? And do they charge for it? Like, do they charge extra?
I think they if we live there, they give us a coupon that we can play paintball there for free.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, I guess we can look into that and then try to fit that into the first day.
You want to play paintball as first day?
I mean, why not? I mean, if the first day is going to be more like an icebreaker day, then if we want to just play fun, it should be on the first day. Otherwise, it'll be really awkward to like play paintball.
Yeah, we need to get to know each other first. Right?
Yeah. So I guess in the general scheme of things, in terms of planning out the nitty-gritty for the leadership boot camp. By the way, I've been working on the American Science recruitment PowerPoint, and I feel like calling it a leadership retreat rather than a leadership boot camp sounds a little bit better. But that's just me playing wordsmith. So anyway, just something to think about. But I guess we should decide on what we want to, as a group all together right now, what we want to get out of the first day and the second day. So the first day, I feel like is kind of yeah.
On the first day, we are thinking about having an orientation first at NTU because otherwise it would be kind of weird because we just met each other and we just rush everyone onto a bus and then just go to Jingzhan and then start our leadership weekend.
You're right.
So we're
Okay.
thinking about having an orientation in the morning like we did last year.
Sure. Yeah, it should just be short though, just like the necessary here's why we're here. Hello everyone, here are your name tags. All right, let's go. All right, good point. Okay, we'll plan the details.
Patricia,
Yes.
I have another fancy word we could call it. It could be like a leadership summit. That's something people like.
That's good. Wait, hold on. But this is a tangent now. But I feel like leadership summit is like one of those things where like you meet and then immediately after you disperse. But for us, we're meeting and then we're gonna keep going for the. Anyway, all right, we can talk about that later. But I guess right now we should set out a goal for what we want for each day, so we know how to plan. So for the first day, I feel like it should just be the, that awkward period that we have like last year that none of us were really friends until like midway through the trip.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like for this first day, our goal should be to expedite that. And I mean, it's impossible to ask that all 40 something of us will be best friends by the end of one day. But I think that should be the main goal.
Mm-hmm.
Something more personal, not too serious. right? And then second day, I'm a little bit fuzzy on. I mean, I think having the proposal writing workshop is kind of cool, and it'll be necessary, but and it depends on how we want to reshape the action plan thing. But I really like the idea of the TED Talk. I really like that, and I like the idea of people giving their own. I mean, the risk of that is that people will run over time, but I think that's okay. I want to the first item on the list. It says pre-conference online leadership academic assessments. What is that about? I'm interested in that.
Okay. It's like there are a lot of like online assessment. You can do some questionnaire, and then they will give you back like you are a type A leadership or you are a type B leadership. It's something like just I don't know. It just
But we're not sure where to find this question.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it could just be like a Myers-Briggs thing. And maybe, do you guys know Myers-Briggs, the personality thing? Yeah. Or maybe we could use something with that. Some sort of like baseline, and then do something like that. I don't know.
I think that's the main goal here, since the time is limited, is really define like what is the point of the leadership boot camp, because it seems kind of spotty right now, and because there's only 2 days, I think we should come up with 1 or 2 really strong values that we want to get out of this, and work around those.
Proposal writing idea.
I think we can separate that into the 2 days. I think the first day would be I mean, this is just my perspective, but I think the first day
we're having something fun, right?
Well, I mean, more than that, I think it's like it's getting to know each other
and having fun at the same time. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, getting to know each other as people, because I think what happens when we have these kind of conferences where it's like two different delegations put together, and I saw some of this last year, was that like when we meet each other as Taiwanese and like say like I am an American delegate, you are a Taiwanese delegate, we only see each other in that light. I am American, you are Taiwanese, and we are only interested in each other, on the basis of our Americanness or our Taiwanese-ness. And I think our goal, especially for the whole conference, not just this leadership boot camp, is to get rid of that, and because I think that's really central to working as a team, right? To be able to like use all of us in order to achieve a certain goal. So I think the goal for the first day would be to not even think about the whole like you are Taiwanese, I am an American, we are different, blah blah blah, part, and rather to just see each other as people. That sounds really like cheesy, but do you guys know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think I would actually switch kind of what we had on Basecamp, and I would say the first day should really be about building a community. The second day will be about working as a team, and so maybe have the more fun day be the first day, so that we can really get to know who everyone is, kind of break down those barriers, and then the second day we can work on kind of those leadership skills and how to work together.
Yeah, I think with that, we could even just not even bring up the mission or like the serious, like, why are we here part until the second day. Leave the first day to be as organic as possible, and try to mold that like social, I don't know, what would you call it, like that, the social structure of what TASC will be there, because we have control of that. And then on the second day, we bring in like, okay, this is why TASC exists. This is what we're trying to achieve. Are you guys in? And how are we going to work towards this? And I think that's a good way to separate it.
I think it's that, but it's also like empowering each other that this is important, but also you like have the ability to like spread the word, sort of thing. So not also like are you in, but also like you should like spread it too.
Yeah, the greater purpose of everything that's going on. I think we're on the same page. So moving forward, I think what we should do is that Leadership Bootcamp, we need to haul ass and figure out a good schedule for this. Since I think we all agree on what we want to get out of this, unless someone else has any other ideas, in which case they should speak up now.
Yeah, just something that I've done in the past that worked really well as a bit of an icebreaker is kind of a like get to know you bingo, and so everyone is given a sheet at the beginning of the day with a bunch of different squares. It's like find someone who has like 3 sisters, or just like random little like fun facts, and you have to get everyone to like initial a square that applies to them, and you can't have the same person initial 2 squares. So it kind of just gets you to like talk to different people, and I don't know, have you guys ever done that?
I've done that actually.
Yeah,
The,
I've done
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
the YouTube that I did, we do that every year, and it works. It's just I was like I think having like a small like icebreaker like that would be good just to get things started. But the thing I'm imagining for it, since this is our like will probably be the core of our first day is to do something a little more involved. And I think they'll take time because I can't think of anything right now. But we want to make the activity pretty involved and not just make it just a generic icebreaker. All right,
Yeah.
so let's leadership bootcamp team. Let's think about that and have some sort of schedule soon.
Okay.
Okay, action plan thing. Reading over the thing that Sandy posted, I like this, and I think it's a lot more realistic because yeah, the truth is that if we, you know, coming up with an idea as a team is going to be like people are going to be partially invested in. Wait, hold on. And stuff. The only pitfall that I see with this is the risk of people saying like I only care about my idea and the success of my idea and the rest of all you all can just screw off and I don't really care about whether or not you guys succeed. I mean like that's a really bleak way of putting it, but I'm scared, especially with the leadership bootcamp, because what I imagine and I'm a pessimist, so maybe this is just my perspective, but I imagine that like when our delegates come in, what it's going to be like is that they're going to all see each other for the first time at NTU, and they're going to start sizing each other up, and they're going to say, "I'm better than you, and I am like, and you guys all suck, and I'm going to be the best, and I'm going to be the most outstanding person on this delegation," and that's terrible, and we're trying to get rid of that. But the risk of having like individual projects is propagating that attitude, right? That I am only here for my own self-interest and I want my thing to succeed, and the rest of you can do okay, but mine is going to be the best. And so I think if we're going to do that, which I think we should, have individual projects, I think we should put just as much an emphasis on supporting each other's projects in a tangible way, in that like not only like you are focused, you are the leader of your own projects, but in order for your project to succeed, you need to employ the help of other people around you. And otherwise, if you do it as a one-man project or you plan on flying solo after the conference, that's not what we're about. You can do that for any other project, but for your TASC project, you cannot do that. So we need to, even if we do individual projects, we should enforce the teamwork aspect however we can, or rather we cannot lose it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I totally agree. Yeah. Because that's what happens sometimes when you bring like your own individual projects into the conference. That means you've prepared a lot beforehand. You'll definitely have your confidence in your projects. And then what happens is that it becomes some kind of competition in the group. And that's definitely something that we don't want. So I think maybe we have to figure out a way to avoid that from happening. I can reinforce teamwork, or maybe to think of some other ways to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, I think that's why the leadership bootcamp is so important, because it instills the values of the conference right away and the expectations. And so I think as long as we, the idea is that like the leadership bootcamp is the only time where we don't think about the projects that we're going to be doing, like not the tangibles, not the actionables, right? And then afterwards we realize that like we need to focus all our energy on the projects, but we do so with the spirit that we had during the leadership bootcamp. That's the two have to work, congruently and concurrently. So yeah, I think this is a much better plan. It's a lot less messier than having each group do one project, because but yeah, I think that's just something that has to be really organic though. We can't really it's something that we have to regulate as participants of the conference, that we need to keep an eye out for, and if we see that kind of behavior going down that route, we need to be the ones who call it out and to put people back on track. So that's another responsibility that we will have, but I don't think it's I think it's perfectly reasonable for us to do that. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Also, another thing with semantics, I know we keep calling it like the action plan, the action project, the proposal. I'm just gonna can we just call it like the impact project, or impact project, because I think the word impact keeps coming up a lot, and people keep saying that we need to have an impact. I don't know. I'm just like thinking of names now, just because I'm putting together this presentation, and we need to have names. It doesn't have to be right away, but it's just good to have something you can call it.
I think impact project gets across what it is, and like it's good to have, and I'm down with that.
Okay. I mean, can we just decide on that right now, the name that we want to have? Just so I know what to put on this presentation.
Impact project.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
okay.
impact proposal.
Yeah.
Okay. Impact something. Does that sound good? We can work out the details later, but
Honestly, I would just go with an impact project or impact plan because I agree we need to have the word impact in there and definitely in the presentation. And I think either project or plan, it's plain enough to get across what we're doing without trying to make it sound too like official or narrow or anything.
yeah, I just pulled that out because I think one of the commenters from last year was like, what's the impact of your thing? We need an impact, blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, here's your impact. We're gonna name the project the Impact Project. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that's set. Any other comments on either leadership bootcamp or the Impact Project? I think we can talk about the Impact Project a little more because I think we only touched on that. Or if anyone else, I talked a lot. If anyone else has comments on that, we love to hear that. Or how about this pre-conference thing? How do you guys envision that happening? I know that we're setting up meetings for RTs before the conference like we did last year, which I think is good. But I think it'd be better to make it a little more structured because from what I remember last year, our pre-conference meetings were really like awkward and we're like, none of us know why we're here. So we should create some structure for that and some goals for each concrete goals for each meeting that go all around.
Yeah. We need the person who's responsible for this, like planning an outline for everybody to like follow.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably something we don't have to worry about until we have our delegate list, but we just need structure for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Final form. It says, since everyone has their own projects they're working on, in final form, we'll ask each RT to recommend one project from all the projects they have. I see the logic in this, in that we can't have a final form with 45 projects. That'd be insane. But again, the risk I see with this is that like the competition aspect, as in like my project is the best, so you shall present mine, and you all suck. I don't want that to happen. And I'm not saying it's going to, but I just don't want to have the risk, you know.
Right.
Maybe it could be less of like a presentation like we had last year, more of like a showcase. You know, each person rather than just like everyone sitting in their chairs for like 5 hours or whatever, we rent out a room and then have people set up their own like booths and stuff. Booth sounds really unofficial, but like their own like displays. And we could I mean that have to be more structured as well. But you know, if we're short on time, and I feel like we will be with these individual projects, I don't want to have to pick and choose.
Well then, so I'm afraid that with that sort of display idea, it's gonna. First off, I'm not sure we'll have all the materials just because we'll be constantly on the go, and I'm imagining.
I mean, we'll be in Taipei for the last 3 days, and that's kind of the point, so that we'll have time to be in one place and station, so that we can work on that. I mean, I didn't expect for this change in structure to happen for Final Forum when we were planning those 3 days, but that was kind of the point, to have a place where we could have access to materials and stuff.
Well then,
yeah.
And I was just saying the other idea I was thinking is instead of having each roundtable present one project, because I do see that there could be some like issues with competition. Maybe we can just have each roundtable kind of figure out the common themes among all of their solutions, and so kind of do like almost a montage of like their ideas and how they're all kind of connected and how they can work together.
I think that's a good idea. The only problem I see with that is that we want to structure this so that we're making proposals to possible, you know, sponsors for these projects, especially since we're like, I don't know, we're advertising this Final Form as like this, you know, present your ideas in front of these important people and they will help you make your dreams come true and all of that stuff. So we want to make it as, you know, as proposal-like as possible, rather than like, this is what's going on and here's. So I feel like that'd be more, we could do that more effectively by having those booths, but we do, I think having a presentation aspect is also really valuable. So maybe we could do that, but still keep the the displays function so that potential sponsors or whatever can talk to the projects that they are interested in after seeing like this presentation. I'm talking out of my butt right now, but does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think
keeping it two things at the same time.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, like regardless, I feel like having just like a bunch of displays and just sitting there for like 5 hours would be really counterproductive. So what would happen is that we would have like a presentation aspect where each roundtable, each member of each roundtable presents their ideas separately, and they get like 5 minutes max for their own personal project. That's it. And it's just like a brief overview and like, here's what it's about. If you're more interested, I'm going to be standing over there talking about my project. Come talk to me. And then after that, we leave the time open for people to mingle and to mill around and look at people's projects and stuff. This will only work though if we get people to come, because it'd be really pathetic if it was just us standing at our own displays and no one was there. So that's the only catch. That's the only catch. So it has to be really, really well advertised. Otherwise, it won't work. And that's going to be tricky because I mean, like unless you were like super into TASC or like you're my mother, I don't know who would want to come to this. But we can. I think we can work on marketing it if we want to go that route. I mean, but yeah.
Okay. As of now, do we know anyone who's going to be at the final forum or
last year's TASC? We're inviting last year's Taiwanese delegates to come, so that's a fact. That's a I don't know, somewhat guaranteed audience that we have.
But
that we did have last year.
Projects or anything like that.
We have to see because we can't really depend on having the same people that came last year because it's going to be in Taipei and not in Tainan. Yeah. So, but that being said, because it's in Taipei, we have the ability to invite more people. And if you just look at the amount of people who came to the opening ceremony last year in Taipei, those were a lot of people, and the opening ceremony was not that interesting. So I think we have an advantage holding it in Taipei and getting more people to come. If we were able to get that many people to opening ceremony last year, so yeah, I don't think all hope is lost, so to say.
Okay, and then are we specifically reaching out to people who may be able to help like fund and implement projects, or are we just kind of reaching out to the general whoever?
I think both. If you look at how the opening ceremony, our guests for the opening ceremony last year, all of those guests were people who would be willing, who were in positions where they could, not necessarily, I mean, they're not super rich or whatever, super powerful, but they were all in positions where they had connections that could help out, and I think that's as good as we can ask for. Let's not expend our energy on like asking the mayor of Taipei to come to this, So as long as it's just people who would be interested and people who who have, I don't know, some sort of connections to help us get this off the ground, or at least like offer some encouragement. I think even that's enough. I think that would be fine. Yeah, but let's do some more thinking about this.
And people to join this final forum. In Taipei, in Taipei, we can actually invite more people or more professors in NTU or students in NTU to join this final forum.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think just like because it's going to be open to the public, and I think that's what's so great about it. Especially since if we don't make it like you must sit here for 5 hours, the affair, you can come in and out. I think that will make it a little more flexible and a little more appealing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but anyway, maybe we could leave this to the final forum committee to think about and to figure out the nitty-gritty of this. Unless anyone else has any ideas, which I think would be valuable to talk about too. So it's not just me blabbing.
Wait, but since Matthew has resigned, the final forum group has.
Yeah, Chandra and I are still here, and.
Okay, yeah, you guys.
Yeah, we have people. And I mean, if we need to redistribute, we can do that. No one's married to their committee, and we're flexible.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, like, would it be still like a little bit competitive for the delegates? It's like you're not necessarily working on a single project. I get what you're saying, but I'm just kind of afraid that it's going to be a little bit risky. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes as a give and take, because if we have people if we have each RT work on one project, it's the chances of that project surviving, unless like the only way that project will survive is if all like what 8 members of that RT are super equally passionate about it, have the time and the energy to put into a project that is like that wasn't necessarily their idea to begin with, and what else? And they all love each other a lot, like to the point where they won't like kill each other over this project, or won't drop out and stuff like that. And that's a very precarious equation to try to figure out, and the risk of the rate of success is honestly doesn't look that great. So I think the smarter option, if we want to invest in these projects and we want to make sure that they succeed and we don't want them to die out, or rather if we value the actual conference aspect of it more than and we don't really care about what happens after the conference, then I think it's fine to do the group projects, because it won't really matter too much whether or not those projects survive. If one launches off, that's a victory for us. If it doesn't, that's the expectation. But if we really value that post-conference aspect and we want these projects to really like take off, that's not going to happen with group projects, I don't think. I'm a pessimist, so that's my perspective on things.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah. So I think it's with the competition aspect. I think that's where we have to come in being the referees for that and making sure that doesn't happen. I mean, it's going to sound very babysittery, and we have to be very tactful and very careful with this. But I think that's part of what the experience of the conference, right? That like, that maybe some people at this conference will not have ever worked like this before, where they have to, not be competitive, strive towards success without being competitive. How crazy is that, But if we were able to provide that kind of experience and provide a new kind of perspective for people on things, I think that would be really, really valuable for them. So it's more work on us, but I think there's a way we can make it work.
Okay, and just throwing this out, so I actually work with an organization called CivicX, which is like an incubator for kind of similar projects in the nonprofit world, and so I can reach out to them, see how they would potentially organize something like this, and see if they have any counterparts in Taiwan.
Cool.
Because they kind of do the entire, like, from beginning to end of the project, so they help you come up with an idea, then they might fund it and give you advice like every step of the way, and so that might be something.
You know what would be interesting, if we could see how those projects in that organization have worked out, because if how far those projects have gone, just as a model for us to strive towards,
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, just a thought. But yeah, we could use any help we could get. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on this? Because we have to talk about recruitment stuff and other stuff too.
And itinerary.
And itinerary. Oh shoot. Yeah.
Speed up.
Yep. Okay. So let's leave this to the final forum group to discuss and have them work out logistics for that. But I think do we agree with this? Are we okay with transitioning to this new format? Is anyone not okay with it? No? Okay. It is law.
Okay.
All right. I guess now we can talk about, I don't know, Tim, what do you want to talk about?
Just an update of the recruitment in Taiwan channel.
Okay.
Here we go. Patricia, Tyler, and Pauline have offered awesome feedback on Basecamp. We've been discussing how to assess our applicants over these days, and we've been kind of struggling with employing rubrics and written evaluations, and to see how to combine these both together. I just posted some news messages on Basecamp a couple of hours ago, and then Tyler offered the assessment template in Project Pangyo to see how they kind of assess their applicants. Owen also shared the template last year in TASC to show what kind of process they were going through when they're deciding which ones about they were going to attend in TASC. So it's kind of combining the rubrics and written evaluations together. And I'm gonna post the link here. Just a sec. here's the tentative version of the template that you can like check out. Let's see. So I kind of like combined some of the criteria together under 5 categories, and I actually well, let's put it this way. I classified all these categories under 2 main parts, like the hard part and the soft part that Patricia mentioned. I think these are really wonderful. And then I kind of like put them into different categories based on different questions which they're addressing. And then so from each question or from each small category, we can see what kind of quality we're seeing in the delegate, in the candidate, and also what kind of main category we're going after. So if you're looking at the doc, the first category is passion and commitment to mission. So basically we're saying how passionate they are to task.
Wait, hold on, Chandler. Can I interrupt you for a second? I don't think we can get access to the doc.
Oh, really?
It's not. Yeah, it's locked. I'm trying to access it through my task email, and it's not letting me through.
Sure.
Yeah, me too.
Could you just give us the public link to it or something? Unless that's not working either.
Or share your screen.
Yeah.
Share your screen.
None of you can see it?
No, it just says you need permission.
Where it says that it's okay. I guess I'll share my screen for now. I'll fix that later.
Also, the link to the last year's task evaluation sheet also isn't shareable. But as long I think if you're screen sharing, it should be okay, and we can fix that later.
Yeah. Let's see. It seems like I can't share my screen somehow. I don't know why.
Okay, is that template very important that we have to see it right now?
Oh yeah, now. Oh, okay, now it's fine. Let me post it again.
Okay.
Can you see it now?
Let me check. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Thank you.
So, there are 5 categories basically, and the first one is for the passion. Patricia mentioned that it's really important for us to find the good fits for tasks. So we're not just recruiting like awesome people with great resumes, but actually we're trying to figure out like whether they're suitable for tasks specifically. And then the second category basically is for their roundtable compatibility that Helen shared with me like morning here. She said that last year is like some delegates were not too happy about their roundtable choices. And basically they ended up being not really happy or passionate about their final perform projects. So we're trying to avoid that as much as we can this year. So interest matters. So from the essay question 4 in our application form and possibly from their profile, we can see whether they're suitable for the roundtable choices. And then number 3 category is like it's basically written language skills. I think maybe it's more for Taiwanese applicants when we're seeing how good they're like expressing themselves in English. And the 4th one is leadership and personal qualities. And in this part, I think maybe we're not getting a lot of it from our application. We're getting most of it from our interviews. From interaction, then we can see what kind of people they are and what kind of qualities they have, like whether they are good listeners or they're good at sharing their stories or good at teamworking, coordinating things, whatever. I guess we're going to see more of that in the interviews. But we can still leave that in our application assessment. And the last one is just the overall reflections. Like after going through all of these questions and viewing the applications, and would you want to work with this person? Would you want to spend your 3 weeks with this person? I think that's just sort of like the genuine question finally to reflect like whether like this person is a good fit for task. So this is just a tentative evaluation based on everyone's feedback and Tyler's template and Holen's template. Yeah, I guess that's just for it for now. Of course, there's still a lot of things to work on. And now what I have in mind is that maybe we can do rubrics and written evaluations at the same time. That means when you're like trying to answer each small category, you're giving like a number based on the skill first to kind of like roughly see what kind of like skill you're in front of this person in terms of this aspect. And then of course you need to provide like written evaluations to clearly express your opinions about this. So that's the template. Any questions so far?
Yeah, I think this is really good. I think what's really helpful about this is that it covers everything that we need to consider. Yeah, and so that it makes sure that we doesn't, especially this last section, I think is really, really good. The bottom at the bottom. Yeah, so I think like the issue that I see is how we evaluate it, like practically speaking, right? Are we going to just leave comments on this spreadsheet? And the risk I see with that is just that it gets kind of like you can't. It's only like you can't really evaluate someone after looking at everyone's comments. Like say like everyone reads the applications on their own, right? And then they leave their comments on this sheet under each category. And then in the end, what we have to do is that we need to read the whole sheet, read everyone's comments, and then it just kind of gets lost.
Okay, so if I can chime in on what we did last year, we basically all of us had to do the evaluation individually before our meeting, and then in our group meeting we discussed every single applicant. So the good part of that is you're not affected by what other people comment. Yeah. So like it's very like every person like has like what they think about it, and then so in a way it's good. I feel like having the rubric is still good because it's like a good way to help quantify it, considering like you do have quite a few applicants. Also, it's like a good incentive to go through each of them and really think about all these different traits and qualities that we're looking for. And then when you get into the group to discuss, that's when you really like get down into like, is this person a good fit and everything.
I think a good approach for this, if like, and I'm really in support of discussing it as a group over Hangout rather than leaving grades, because then we'd have to discuss it anyway at that point. I think a good approach would just to be creating a, I don't want to use the word rubric because that's kind of confusing, but like a kind of list of standards or a kind of a list of considerations that we should be taking or keeping in mind as we read each application separately. And then when we convene to talk about each application, it makes it easier for us to think in the same, using the same scope to consider each application.
Right.
Does that make sense? Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. So again, I think what's really great about this sheet again is the way that it lays out everything that we need to be considering. Because I think unless we have someone who can, having someone who has thought about that and has considered what needs to go into reading the applications, I think is really valuable and really important. Otherwise, we'll lose it. We'll lose sight of what we need to be considering. But also the practicality of meeting together as a group to discuss every single application. I mean, like, again, ideally speaking, I would love to be able to do that. But does anyone think that that's not possible for us to meet and to discuss each application separately? Hong-An, how did that work out for you guys last year?
So what we actually did was we had this evaluation template, and then we also had a spreadsheet where we had, I think there were 8 EC members on our side. So we had 8. It was like a score sheet, and like from, if you can tell from the template I posted, that there's like 1 through 5. So in total you could get 35 points for that one. And what we did was we anonymously put in that score for each person. And to be honest, it was actually, so that one, it did help. There were, for example, there were a few clear people who like stood out a lot in a good way, and then also on the other end. So there were some people who it's like, if it was pretty unanimous that they weren't a good fit, like we would like make sure that's unanimous, and just we didn't spend that much time on them. Like it would just be like, okay, this person is not a good fit, and you don't have to spend 5 minutes discussing it.
Yeah. Maybe in order, like, I don't really see this to be a huge issue if we only get like, 40 or no, not 40, like 40, 50, 60 or so applications. But if we get a lot, and there are some while like we go through the emails superficially, that there are some that are just blatantly like maybe Tim and I could go through first and then weed out the ones that we know won't work, and then so that we don't waste everyone's time and even those 5 minutes to discuss those, and then we just present to the rest of the group, here are the ones that are under consideration, let's talk about it more. Let's spend more time on that. Would people be okay with that for Tim and I to do the whittling down and then to present the ones that are good?
Wait, and actually, I could have a good idea.
Yeah.
Maybe like 2 people from each side.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm thinking to record the interview. You think that is a good idea? Like, if we use if we use this like Google Plus broadcast, like if we use this Google Plus broadcast and actually save it to the YouTube, and you can access this link at anytime you want. And you can see this video online.
That's a really good idea.
I like that idea. Yeah.
We can even use that to like even more. Well, the way I see it is that like applications are first round, right? And then we only give video applications to those who pass the first round. So, so I don't really think we would be available.
Because like our judgment or our criteria like vary from day to day, and we have totally 4 days that we have to do this whole interview, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so if we're happy the first day and we're not happy the second day, and we're like, yeah, so I think it's better to record this and make it online and access to all the people here, so that we can judge. Yeah, and that is one way that all the ECs can be part of this like delegate selection.
Yeah. And even I don't want to for the interview. I think it wouldn't be a good idea to have like 10 ECs and one applicant, because that's really scary. Maybe we could just, since we have the functionality to do YouTube, maybe we could just have like, I don't know, 2 interviewers and then the applicant, and then the rest could watch via YouTube. So they would still be able to have an eye on it, but the applicant wouldn't be able to like freak out at the fact that they have to talk to 10 people at once. You know, something like that. I don't know, just a thought.
Yeah, the other idea, this is actually what Project Romeo did, is so once we get our like semifinalists, we could do so first off, once we get the applications, we all read the same application separately, but then discuss it together, just so we have an idea of who values what and kind of what the big ideas are. And then once we all know how everyone else kind of thinks, the rest of the process should go by faster. Then also, as a second round, because I'm not sure how practical a bunch of interviews would be, but what we could do is have everyone record like 90-second, 2-minute like story or something. We could give them guidelines on what we want them to talk about, so that, because the personality does really come across in that, and it's not quite the same as an interview, but I think that we get a lot of the same ideas.
Well, the problem with that, I mean, for the Taiwanese side, the problem with that is that they need their interview because they need to test the interaction, and they need to see the delegate think on their feet in English. So that's one thing. The other issue is that we notify applicants on whether or not we notify the first round first round candidates on March 11th, I think, and then video interviews start March 16th. That gives them 5 days to put together a video. And from what I have, from my experience, the people who apply for these kinds of programs are really will go above and beyond on these videos. Otherwise, it'll be crap. So I don't want to give people that kind of pressure to say, you have 5 days to put together a video, impress us. You know, so that's kind of the downfall I see with that. And I'm still in support of doing interviews. For the American side, I feel like the interviews for us will not be as involved. It will just be kind of like, let's chat, you know? It shouldn't be that stressful for us. It'll take some more time, but I don't think it should be a huge issue. For the Taiwanese side, it'll probably be a much bigger burden, but for I think the US side, we shouldn't have to worry about it too much. But those are just my thoughts on the idea.
Yeah, that'd be great. Now, if everyone's okay with the criteria for the categories, now what I still haven't decided is the percentage. I think we can still maybe leave it till the base camp that we can further discuss what kind of percentage which category should weigh. Another thing is about the roundtable allocation. Like I said earlier, we really need to try our best to make sure that every delegate is happy with their roundtable choices and their roundtable like where they go to eventually. And then Tyler just came up with this really brilliant idea that party leaders probably should need to pair up and we probably discuss in advance to make sure that the tentative delegates for each roundtable have some sort of like probably good chemistry, or at least maybe you're not like too. I don't know how to say that, but anyway, it's just like they probably are gonna like work just fine in the conference. It's like maybe we can put like I don't know, maybe just from the applications from the interviews, then we can kind of sort of like sense like whether they can work together well or not. I mean, just some thoughts. I guess we can leave that till the end of the interviews, and then we would kind of like first of all settle down like which delegates they're going to lead which RT, and then we can kind of like RT leaders just get them together to make sure that their delegates are suitable for their RTs. It's just some thoughts that if you guys want to say anything, you can comment on it. Yeah.
I think for the percentages, I think rather than percentages, because I think that gets really pedantic after a while, maybe we could make just a list of things that we are looking for and then rank them on the importance. And then go do that route. Because I think as we evaluate, especially if we're going to discuss these applications in the group, it's going to be a lot more organic. And so it'd be good for us to just all have the mindset of like which values, which traits do we value the most, and then let us prioritize on that basis. Yeah.
Right. Okay, that'd be great. Okay. Yeah. That's the thing going after.
And the other thing you mentioned was, sorry, I just totally lost my train of thought. What was the second part of the thing that you mentioned, Chandra?
It's about like double making sure that the delegates are suitable for their RT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think with that, I mean. From my perspective, I see that coming in on the last stage when we're looking through, when we're deciding on, when we have already decided who's going to be in the delegation, and then we split out from there. Like I don't really see us, denying or denying or accepting someone's application solely based on whether or not we have room for them in RT. But I could be wrong. I had a really positive experience in my RT, and everyone seemed to really like it there. But I realized that that's not the experience for everyone. So I guess for the rest of y'all, how do you guys think about that, and RT placement and stuff?
You mean how should we put them, or
like how if someone doesn't get their first choice, right? If someone doesn't get their first choice in RT, or is it like 100% happy in their RT? If that happens for next year, do you guys think that will make or break the conference for them? Like, do you think that's a really crucial point that we need to consider? My perspective is skewed because I don't know.
Yeah, I think it might depend on the delegate, and I'm not sure if we'll be able to tell from their application if it would make or break, but like if we could, like if there's kind of like a tie between two delegates or whatever you want to call it, then I think we should take the person who will be able to get their first choice roundtable, because also part of it is not only will it make or break the conference for that one person, but how they'll be able to interact in their roundtable. So because it is such a huge part of the conference, so if they're putting education as their first choice roundtable, that probably means that, and they're like really passionate about education and all that, then that's going to benefit the rest of their roundtable. Whereas if someone has education as their third choice and they end up on the education roundtable, they might just be kind of like que sera, sera.
Right.
Pat just mentioned on the chat, he said people rank their RTs on their application. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get every applicant in their top 3 at worst. I think, Hongyan, you guys did a similar thing last year, right? Ranking RTs
we just had people pick their top 3 and they explained why. So you can gauge it from what they write.
Right. Do you guys know of, and this is not gossip time, but like, do you guys know of anyone from last year, if there was a case last year where someone didn't get placed in an RT that they wanted to be and were miserable and making everyone miserable because of it?
Robert? Miserable?
Where was Robert? Which
Well,
RT
Robert was not miserable, but he was not like too passionate about government
Oh,
society.
government and society, right?
Yeah,
I think
it's not. Matthew was not. Matthew chose like education first and get in energy, but he was not.
How
wait,
about
what?
Yeah, go for it.
Matthew?
Yeah, Matthew.
Matthew
Mhm.
chose education first, and he got placed
Yeah.
in energy, and
Yeah.
that wasn't his first choice, I guess. Maybe even if we're going to, like Tyler said, if we're gonna make it so that like someone's application might hinge on their RT choice, as in like we will admit if there are two people who are tied, we will admit the person who has where we have a spot for them in their first choice. Maybe, I mean, we can't modify the application now, but if we get inquiries on, or maybe AECs as you're doing campus visits and you're doing presentations, maybe we could just point out that like the RT choice, we value someone who has flexibility, because I think that's what we're looking for in a general delegate anyway, right? The ability to think in all spheres rather than just one niche. So maybe if we point that out, that we say that we value flexibility and leave it at that. And if they can't be flexible, then, well, that's going to be a problem for the conference as a whole too.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, we can't satisfy everyone. We're just gonna try our best.
Yeah, just say that we value the flexibility and yeah, that should be it.
Yeah. But we also need to remember that no one's going to say, I'm not flexible, and so we might end up with a situation where like we accept someone who says they're flexible but then ends up being very upset.
Well, I mean, if the point in saying that is that like assuming that our applicants are smart people, if we point that out, they will shape their application to be like, I'm an extremely flexible person. And if there's a type of person who is genuinely not like that, we'll be able to see it right away, right? If there's someone who shapes all their essays are about like, I don't know, what, education, right? And they're only right about education, and that's their main focus of the thing, then obviously that's kind of a side. So I think that we need to look at the subtext of it, and then just by like the point of leaving that like you need to be flexible reminder is kind of like a subtext thing, and to see how they respond to that, and that's a reflection of their character as well. But that's really nitty gritty. I mean, that's really getting nitpicky at this point. But yeah, what did John just shared something with me.
What?
北区规
Yeah.
划.
Oh. That's what he's going
Anyway.
to talk.
Okay. I just want to make sure because I also don't have access to that doc. So, anyway. Okay.
Okay, so are we moving to the itinerary? Because we're right.
I should probably do an update on the U.S. side for recruitment. So this is the reason why we're all kind of harebrained and crazy right now. We are sending out mass emails to college campuses, and then we're also setting up visits to our own schools. And I'm putting together a recruitment presentation right now. So hopefully we'll gain a little more ground that way. I don't think we're going to get any applications until the week that they're due, because that's just how things work, right? But we're working on our spread, or increasing our spread right now. So that's kind of where we're at. Just thought I should say that. Okay, that's all.
Okay, so only mass email, and I think Pat is doing some presentation like today or.
Pat did a presentation earlier this week.
Oh,
because he set that up really fast with the Chinese class over at Pitt.
Oh.
And so I'm hoping to do Wellesley soon. It's going to be difficult because I don't live near Wellesley anymore. But I might do Yale too, since that's a lot closer. I don't know. But we're going to each at least reach out to our own schools, and whether it's an organization or whether it's a class, we're just going to do an in-person presentation there, and hopefully get some potential applicants from that, spread the word and all that. So, but those are our two main methods of recruitment right now, since time is running short anyway. So.
Okay, and one thing, I think I can ask Derek to spread this information to his classmates in Arizona. Like, I'm meeting him tomorrow.
Okay. Oh yeah, I wanted to bring that up. There was some, I think ACs were talking about the possibility of using alums to do recruitment as well. The problem I have with that is that we don't know whether or not the alums are fully up to date on the new direction that TASC is, as in we don't want them to like go out and advertise TASC 2014 for next year. I mean, like, whatever. But the exception to that is that I talked to Jessica on the phone yesterday. Jessica is dropping out. Because she won't be able to come to Taiwan this year, and her schedule is just getting increasingly crazier as she's doing PhD stuff, and she just like got fired from her internship because she has too much going on yesterday. Whatever. But what I told her is that she can stay on to do recruitment. In California. Judy, what's going on? Because Jessica has been in the loop when we've changed our mission and focus and all that. She knows what's going on, and she has a good channel of communication with us. I'll have Jessica do recruitment, and that's it. Do presentations and stuff. And I think for Derek, it can work as well, as long as he knows what TASC 2015 is going to look like, and he is fully clear on that, so that he's not sharing. He's not advertising last year's TASC as this year's TASC. You know what I mean? So yes. I think that would be good, though.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I was going to update AC on that later next week, but just figured it'd be a good opportunity. Okay. Anything else on recruitment? Not from me.
Yeah. Good. I mean, okay. So for the interviews, I think Remy were like using different systems for the interviews, right? Like different ways.
Yeah. AC, we haven't decided on that yet, but I think most likely it'll just be it'll be casual for us. I think it's just we're just gonna have a nice chat with them and see what kind of people they are, what they value, and stuff like that. I just got out of Princeton and Asia interviews last week, and it was about the same thing. They were looking for a fit as well, and so they would ask questions like, what makes you happy, what annoys you, stuff like that. And I think taking a similar route for us would be good, because we're kind of looking for the same thing too. So,
yeah. I think we can go for the same direction for Taiwanese applicants as well.
Okay. Good. Yeah, we're just looking for interesting people. So I think whatever we can, as long as we can see that, that's fine.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, the only difference between the Taiwanese interviews and the American interviews is the Taiwanese side also needs to be looking for English ability. But otherwise, it's the same. Looking if you want to spend 3 weeks with these people and getting to know them.
Yep.
Right. I guess that's it.
Okay. All right. Itinerary, I guess.
Sure.
We'll move on to that.
John, do you want to go first, or Julie can go first? You want Julie to go first? Okay.
John, your mic's off.
Okay, Judy.
Hi.
Judy, can you use the YouTube link first, and I'll invite Julie in to speak. Okay.
I think John can go first.
John can go first. You want John to go first?
Because I don't know what he's going to talk. Maybe.
Yeah.
I think John has most of the information.
Yeah.
I mean Julie. Julie.
Oh, not me.
I asked you to use the YouTube link, and I'll invite Julie to come in this chat room and share her information. Sorry. So can you use the
now?
link? Yeah.
Okay.
Because Julie is watching it right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Julie, come in. Julie.
There's a couple of seconds lag between the YouTube stream and us, so that might be why. You might want to message her if you haven't done so already.
Okay, I'll message her right now. Julie.
So, how's everyone's weekend? It's cold here.
It's cold, but you guys don't think Taiwan is cold. Anyway.
Taiwan is, you know what, my brother.
It's getting warmer. It's getting warmer.
Yeah, seriously, I have to like go out to my car every morning at like 6:30 when I leave, and sit there and freeze and wait till my windshield defrosts, and it's just miserable. I hate it.
Yeah, we got 4 inches of snow last night.
Oh,
Inches?
Inches. We count inches.
inches.
Hi, Julie.
2.4.
Hello.
Hi, Julie.
Hi.
Hi, Yuri.
Hi, Julie. Your turn.
My turn? Okay.
Julie.
Julie?
You ready?
Okay, Julie.
Okay, there we go. She sent a link.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Travel group. Okay. Remind me, Julie, which site are you in charge of again?
Hi, okay.
Central.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay, so can everyone look at the Basecamp link I just posted on the right?
Yep.
Okay, so now scroll down a little bit. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So scroll down a little bit. You can see the PDF file I posted like a month or something ago.
On December 19th?
It's the one that's, hey guys, this is a more detailed central site itinerary, and it's orange.
I'm central.
On Central.
Yeah.
Central site itinerary document. November 22nd. Is that right?
No, it's December 19th, right?
19.
December 19th. Okay.
It's in the thread that she linked to.
Okay, I see.
Okay. So first I'll start with the teacher.
Everyone get access to this document. Is everyone seeing this document right now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Great. First I want to talk about the Sunday part, because I just talked to teacher Wang Shouxian on the phone, and it's very likely that she will be at Tibet at that time. So
Okay.
so that's a big bummer, but she'll confirm with me if she can come or not in the following days. So first is the bad news. And then we have some good news. Is I have I've talked to have I ever like officially introduced the Aboriginal tribe to you guys yet?
Nope.
The Monday itinerary. Okay, so this is a place that it's a maple forest, and there are some Aboriginal tribes in it, and there's this elementary that's only have 50 students, and the teacher, I think one of the teacher there plays violin, and he really wants to like turn that village into a violin village. So he tries to educate every student. Like every student in their elementary school has to play violin, and he also finds the potential in them. So it's
cool.
yeah, they want to build up the violin village, and they actually have like factories producing violins and all these stuff, and it's pretty delicate. And so the teacher has showed his interest in us too. But the thing is, they are going to the studio to record a CD this summer. So he can't be very sure of which date he is available of, but I think we can work it out, the date. Yep. So this is the update of this part. So he will basically talk about education on Aboriginal students. And and how to to revive a village with because he's trying to he once said that it is not the students that the young people that's not the young people's fault they don't want to come back to their village. It's the village that's not prepared. So I think he has a pretty inspiring story to tell. And then for August 4th, Tuesday, this part I have contacted with them earlier, and they said it's very fine, very welcome, because they are basically they have hosted many kind of like groups before, so there's no problem about this part. Only that they only accept reservation in June, like a month earlier, so we don't have to deal with this part yet. And then for the Taichung City Hall part, it's still kind of early to issue a document, but Tim has been working on like writing a letter to the mayor of Taichung. And when will you send it out, Tim? The letter.
A letter?
Yeah.
I think it's on your call.
On my call?
Yeah, what?
Because my mom works in the government, and she says it's kind of too early, but maybe you can just ask if the mayor has interest in us, but it's too early to schedule the date.
So we can send a personal letter to him, or
yeah, maybe if he said Sonia knows the mayor of Taichung, right? So maybe she can mention this to him, like in a personal level.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, but we can still have all the documents and all the letters prepared, so that at that time we'll just send it out. And for the homestay part, I will reassure this later, but it's still really early. So
I have to say one thing.
Okay.
Although Sonia said she is Lin Jialong, like Taichung's mayor's like senior classmates. Yeah.
Doesn't mean they are friends.
Yeah, I'm not sure they know each other or they're acquainted with each other. So I'm not sure about this. So I'll try to ask her, but I can't make any promise. Yeah. So if that doesn't work, I think I'll send an email to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one question I have, so besides August 3rd, is there going to be any other time throughout the rest of the trip that we're going to be doing stuff on Aboriginal culture, or is this the one trip?
No, I think
yeah, this is the only trip.
Yeah.
Okay. The one concern I have with that is providing a background for especially the American delegates on Aboriginal. I don't know, the existence of Aboriginal people in Taiwan, because you'd be surprised at the amount of people outside of Taiwan who don't know that Taiwan has Aboriginal people. So I mean, I trust that people our delegates will be bright enough to pick up on that. But I mean, I really liked how last year we were able to have that lecture with that professor from where? Yes.
中兴
No, not him.
济南大学.
济南
Yeah, 济南大学. He who gave that that overview. I mean, it was a lecture, and like lectures tend to be kind of dry, but I think having that background was helpful, and at least helping people to like understand the context in which they would be, after they were visiting the tribes and stuff. I mean, maybe we can supplement that by just having, I don't know, something else. But we
maybe,
just yeah.
Or do you think we will have a introduction to Aboriginals the day before we go visit the village, like Sunday afternoon.
We can. It just depends on how we do it. Because I mean, I don't think, especially since the schedule for Taichung is so packed, I don't think it's worth it to just have an entire lecture just on an intro to Aboriginal culture in Taiwan. I think that'd be kind of a waste of time. But it'd just be a matter of how we would just pass out an article, I don't know, at that evening, and then say, read this and educate yourselves, and come prepared to, like here's a primer, and come prepared for tomorrow. Because I think even like the issue of like Aboriginal young people coming back to their tribes, that's, for us, I think that's something that's a big issue, and that's something we understand. But like for people who have never engaged with or have no idea of anything about Taiwanese Aboriginal culture, they wouldn't even know where to begin with that unless they had sufficient background knowledge. And so I think we just need to find someone to provide that background knowledge now that we're not having a lecture. But that's okay. I think that's doable. Another question I had. Wait, no, never mind. I lied. Okay.
Okay, can I speak?
Can talk now.
Yes. Can I speak? Actually, we are planning to go to the east coast of Taiwan. We are planning to do that because
we are.
I have to bring up this discussion right now because the southern side that Dudu is in charge of is not proceeding. He's trying to plan something, but I still haven't seen his plan, like a whole plan, like until now. So, and since he's resigned, he's not coming to this conference. And I'm thinking that we're not going to Tainan and going to Taitung instead. And Wei An and Chad has done a little work on this, and Chad has get into contact with the professor that Patricia just mentioned that we met in Jinan Daxue. And they are planning to take us to the Aboriginal tribe live in Hualien or Taidong. It's the Ame tribe. Yeah, and they said they can plan us to visit their tribe and see the tribe's like traditional festival. Okay. And also Taidong. So that's one way that we can get access to the Aboriginal tribe, and that's one chance that we can introduce the Aboriginal tribe to the American delegates in this conference. Yeah, okay. So I think we don't have to arrange and talk in Taichung that focus on the introduction of Aboriginal. I think we'll have the chance to get in real contact and get in real touch with these people.
So what's the likelihood that we'll be going to Taidong instead of Tainan? Is it like close to definite that we're going to switch out Tainan with Taidong? Or is it still 50-50 right now?
I'm thinking that we can go to Tainan for 2 days and then go to Taidong for 3 days.
But I think Leah mentioned something like it's.
Yeah, I know, but
go to 2 places.
But I think 5 days for Taidong is a little bit too much, I think, because we don't have the Taidong site coordinator right now, and Chandler is overloaded with the work I assigned him, so I don't think Chandler can serve as the Taidong site coordinator anymore, and it's hard for us to find a Taidong site coordinator right now. So, but I really want to go to Taidong anyway. So,
me too.
So the best way I think I can figure this out and work this out is to go to Tainan for the first 2 days, and then go to Taidong for the last 2 days or 3 days. Or maybe Tainan 3 days, Taidong 2 days. I don't know. Depends. I
think Taidong would be really good, especially since Zhu Ping will be there.
Yeah,
I would really like to have him.
Yeah. Zhu Ping and another like chairman of I know his company, Yan Changshou. Yeah, and he is in Taidong as well. So we have a lot of prominent speakers there. So we don't have to worry about that we don't have any speakers that we have to design all the activities there.
Yeah, I think that would be really good. I just really want to go to Taitung, and I think that's a really good idea because it's not something that the American delegates will have heard of or will expect. So I'm 100% in support of that, but I'm kind of biased. So okay. Yeah.
Because that is one of like my promise that when during the chair selections that I promised that we will go to the east coast of Taiwan next year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now we're making it happen. Okay.
I think that is what people don't know about Taiwan. Even the Taiwanese don't know about Taiwan. It's the Japanese tribe, and even that people live in Taipei seldom go to Hualien or Taitung. Yeah, so I think it's very, very important to explore to the east coast of Taiwan.
Okay. One last question. Are we going to go to Xiaolincun this year?
Nope.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are also two things I want to add to the Central Park. The first thing is the transportation. I think we'll be taking the public transportation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Public transportation, so we don't have to.
I mean in Taichung City, because we'll be in Taichung City for 3 days, and 1 day is homestay. So and like for the first day, it's Taichung City Hall. So it's basically in the same place the whole day, the same area, and then Sunday is in the morning we'll be in TCGS, and the high school, and then the afternoon will be somewhere like only like 5 minutes walk from the high school. So I don't think there's a need to rent a bus. But of course, transportation from Taichung to Nantou will need a bus.
Nantou, oh yeah.
Yeah. Because
no, we're walking to Nantou.
No.
So, are we going to take public bus or?
Yeah.
We have to make sure
BRT,
that we get a
BRT.
group ticket, or not everyone has an easy car and Yoyo car.
So I'll have to. But I thought in Taipei we'll have everyone. Oh. No.
Yeah,
So,
I think we can get every day to get an easy card.
What?
yeah.
Wait, but it costs
Wait,
$100.
No, we can do that.
We
But because
we could they
because
can
the bus.
they can give it back and take the money back, right?
I think I'm not sure. It's 200.
Yeah. We have to pay like 200 to get a card.
For deposit.
Yeah,
Right.
100 for deposit and 100 for the value inside.
Yes.
And once
so we can get all the money back, right?
yeah, once we return the card, we can get our 100 back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, aside from like traveling to the sites in the evening, I basically don't have any itinerary on this. So the delegates can travel around with their easy car, and it's very easy to travel around, and it's free in Taichung. So I think it's better to get an easy car. And also, but for Fengcheng Night Market, because it's rather far away from the place we live. So my suggestion is take a taxi, or else you'll be taking the bus like an hour just to get there.
I know, I did that before.
Yeah. Yeah. So aside from this part, okay. And one more thing to mention, I originally planned fantasy story in my itinerary, but I think there's other things like more worthy to see other than fantasy story. But the good thing is fantasy story is only like 5 minutes bus from the place we live. So my suggestion will be like Sunday night, the delegate can go for themselves. Yeah. And
Okay.
what else? Oh, okay. One more thing. My Central Park itinerary, there's no health science roundtable, so I'm very sorry for that. But if you think it's necessary to add this topic to my itinerary can tell me, because seeing from the schedule, I don't think there's a space for health science. But the Taichung City Hall, I wanted to arrange it into like a workshop, so there will be many officials from every department in the city government to come. So maybe we can include some officials from the health and science related department. Yeah.
For Tyler's questions, and this money can't be used on the public transportation.
Can't or can?
Can't.
Can't. Okay.
Just only for the bus we rent.
For the taxi question that Patrick is posing, I remember using taxis for night market, but I think that worked because we weren't working on a tight schedule. If we try to use taxis when we're going back and forth from sites, we'll be arriving in like groups of 2 or 3, and that'll take, I don't know. We have to schedule that in.
Yeah.
And everyone arrives at different times, so I think taking public transport would be best, but taxis is a little bit might not be too reliable if we want to stay on schedule.
Well, also, do we know how much money the rest of transportation will cost? Because if it's under the 60,000 NTD or whatever it was, then it might be worth just
That's
the
a
bus
waste of
away.
money, right? I think we're using the rental bus when we're traveling to Tainan or Taidong. So, and the rental bus like costs $10,000 per day. So it only covers for totally 6 days. So I think we can use up this $60,000 when we're traveling to Tainan or Taidong.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just have a question.
Okay.
From experience in Taichung, I realized that buses are really crowded. It's like everybody's crazy about getting on the bus because it's free. So I'm kind of worried that if we're really taking like buses just like on the street, would it be like really like accommodate all of us, like 30 people?
Taichung.
Right. Like
It's pretty
BRT.
crowded. Yeah, BRT's pretty crowded.
Right. So
I mean, I don't know.
Can we take BRT?
the BRT is crowded.
BRT is crowded.
It's
BRT, I thought
crowded.
BRT was going. We're getting rid of it. Or maybe that's
BRT is
something else.
even more crowded.
It's really crowded. So
Okay.
If we have spare money, we can do bus, but for bus, maybe if it's the same driver from the driver that drives us from Taipei, then we'll have to pay the driver also his accommodation fee.
Yeah. That's true. Oh.
And his
Alright,
meals, everything.
money.
Alright, I think these logistics are something that we'll have to work out later. For now.
Okay. Yeah.
But if we could move on to the northern site, that'd be great.
Okay.
John, you're up.
Wrong.
John is afraid of speaking English. So give him a chance.
don't remove
You mute yourself.
Today, let me use Chinese to.
John, if you want to use Chinese, I can, because the only person who would need translation is Tyler, so I can just type translations into the chat box. So whatever makes you feel more comfortable.
你可以用中文，
你可以用中文，他可以帮你翻译。
就是来帮你翻译给 Tyler。
Okay. I'll just do it in the chat box so I don't interrupt you.
好，所以现在中文时间。
对啊。
直接放弃。
如果要英文报告的话，我可能要先写个讲稿。
OK， go on。
别废话，开始。
OK， 那个打开那个我的文件，就是我有传在讯息群组旁边。
Open the document.
Open the document. OK, everybody. 打开。And这是我们的行程。
他不让我，就是那个 unit permission 又出来了。
好， Let me
Can anyone see it？ 你们都可以看得到吗？
我有帮大家加共用诶。
OK， 等一下。
你有加美国的吗？
对，因为我有时候
我就有加你了。
没有，我有没有，等一下我知道 ，OK，Don't worry about me，I know why。OK， 继续吧。
大家先进来，应该全部人都有加共，还有谁没进来吗？好，
只缺我一个。等一下，我需要那个 log out into another account。OK，
很多要求申请权，我先确认一下。
你先讲，这
有了，我有了。
OK， 好，
开
始。
OK， 那个就是我们现在的行程的话，就是我今天主要的重点会讲在那个创业 RT Trans-Pacific Entrepreneurship 跟英歌，就是我们的文化体验的参访地点。
今天是 thorough picture， 就是每个都要跟大家讲你的规划大概什么，就带过去了，不用讲细节。
OK， 我说我今天可能会讲比较多的是这2个。
OK，
大家可以先看到最底下，但是我们的最后一页是我们的那个行程的时间规划。然后我们现在总共有6天，是7月25号到7月30号。对，然后时间比较有暂时确定的是，就是7月28号的早上跟7月29号的下午这样子。那其他的就是还正在排当中。好，然后我们第一个，我们 RT 教育这个主题，我们想要请那个台大电机系的一位教授叫叶秉成，那他是就是台湾目前做翻转教室很有名的一位老师，然后就是目前是已经有请到他，然后我们想要请他演讲的2个主题是翻转教室跟他在上简语表达课，然后教育 RT 的资料我还没有完全找齐全，对，那这个部分就是对，这部分那个 RT 资料我就会在 TED 的影片，然后这位教授他之前做就是因为他们电机系的学生就是可能就是蛮喜欢玩游戏的，然后他刚好就借由学生喜欢玩游戏的，他把教学，他们有一堂基地课，就是他把它融入，Judy 有点回音，就是他把那个几率这堂课设计成一个游戏，然后让那个学生可以借由游戏，就是可能互相出题目给其他同学，然后可能可以借此训练那个同学的，就是出题的思考能力，跟借由在游戏过程中，就是互相得到一些成就感，然后更让那些学生自主自发地去学习，然后他用这样的方式，就是把教育从可能有些人觉得读书是一件很无聊的事情，变成很有趣的一件事情，对。然后他最近有在去美国得到教学创新奖，对，这是这位讲师的介绍。然后再多找一些他有在台湾的 TED 演讲过。好，然后第2位讲者是我们想要请那个刘轩，他爸爸。科学家，你在有钟声。OK， 第二位讲者是刘轩，他科学家，你可以那个
等一下，对，没有，我在那个 chat box 里面在打，所以你就继续讲吧。
OK， 然后 OK 就是那个接下来是刘轩，那刘轩是文化冲突的 RT 的讲者，然后他是他现在是一位，他是电台 DJ， 也是作家，也是广告创意人。然后他现在是在水云斋文化事业公司这当工作的总经理。然后他有从事广告行销、音乐制作跟品牌顾问的工作。那他之前就是因为有移民美国，所以他在哈佛大学读研究所过，就是高中大学，应该是国高中大学都在美国读书过，然后现在回来台湾工作。对，然后他爸爸是台湾很有名的一位作家，叫刘墉，就是我们小时候可能小学的时候一定会看过他的书。对，然后就是因为他从小在美国就是成长过，然后也回到台湾，所以他对这两个地方很熟悉。就我们一开始原本是想要请他做 Media and Communication 的讲者，但是我们觉得说，因为他自己也是读心理系的，然后我们觉得他非常适合讲这些文化，然后就是可能一些不同文化的思考这样的议题，但是我们目前还没有正式就是确定是请到他这样子，目前还没有确定。对，然后下一个就是医疗与社会，现在是台湾就是目前最夯的人物，就是台北市长柯文哲。那他以前是台大医院的临床医学主任，然后他也是就是台湾叶克膜，就是一种就是叫什么心外附件，就是反正是外科急救的一种医疗的系统，然后还有就是他有做一些什么器官捐赠移植系统，然后还有引进台湾的家庭医生制度，他算是台湾的外科医疗的权威。然后他现在因为近几年一些事件，所以他开始就是今年的时候，他加入了台北市长的选举，然后在年底的时候，去年在年底的时候，就是成功的竞选到那个台北市长。对，他现在开始1个月开始就是陆续有各种新政。对，然后我觉得因为我有买他的书，就是他有出书，然后很多他自己就是之前从医的心路历程跟他现在当市长的事情，然后我们都可以从中看到，所以我们现在有想到几个主题是觉得可以请他演讲的。第一个是有点像是医疗伦理的部分，就是譬如说今天一个家属一个爸爸好了，他如果快癌症末期了，或是
这样
他可能已经快要往啊，
这样不用讲太多细节
，OK，
重点就好。
好，那以下这几点是我们觉得可能可以请他演讲，就是 DNR 放弃急救，然后台湾与美国的医疗体系差别，比如说住院医生跟家庭医生制度，然后再就是台湾跟美国的医疗纠纷遇到的困难与现况。好，然后下一个就是创业部分。好，创业部分我们目前是想要参观台湾2大创业育成中心，有一个叫 Garage Plus 跟 APP Works， 就这2个。然后我们希望可以我们希望可以就是邀请到新创团队里面的新创团队来介绍这个环境比较困难。还有就是当然去创业育成中心，就是 Incubation Center 很重要，就是要了解育成中心怎么运作的，然后他们里面有什么产业的新创团队，然后还有 Business Accelerator 的这个机制是什么？对，然后目前暂定的时间是7月28号早上有2个小时，这是我昨天跟Wendy 联络的结果，就是目前暂定是这样子。然后我们希望可以请他讲几个主题，就是底下的 Garage Plus 这1年多在做的事情， 然后台湾的创业产业环境，然后还有创业家的人格特质，这就是想要跟大家讨论一下，就是说，因为我昨天有跟 Raymond 讨论过一下，就是他觉得这个主题就是有点太广泛了，就是太空泛了，然后可能有点是可能回家看书啊或什么都会上网都很容易找到的东西，但是我觉得我是跟温妮讨论过说，创业家的人格特质这部分是，就是他们可能做教育计划，看到那么多的学生参加这个计划比赛，然后观察到每个学生有不同的特质，然后这些学生的特质可能比较有可能帮助他们未来可能创业或工作上面的一些不错的特质，然后我们希望就是说有这样的一个主题的演讲，然后帮助 delegate 更了解自己，因为我们本来是一个以人为本的学生会议活动，对，希望可以站在就是 delegate 的角度，就是更了解，让他们更了解他们自己。
Yep.
然后创业家团队演讲，对，这部分也是很重要的，就是，然后不过这部分基金会是希望等到录取名单，就是3月份全部出来之后，我们把录取名单寄给基金会看，他会从我们的 delegate 的经历中去筛选说哪些团队可能会比较适合跟我们演讲，所以这个部分目前是还不急，因为不然如果产业合作的话，听者没有相关背景，可能听的时候没有概念，无法深入性的记忆。对，然后底下就是我们还有一些主题可以思考，就是说，可能办个设计思考的工作坊啊，或者说有一天上设计思考，或者是 design thinking， 或者是可以思考创业如何去找伙伴，然后如何创造发现客户需求这一些主题的演讲。好，然后底下是媒体，我先开放一个共用编辑，就是如果就是我把大家变成可以编辑好了，这样子可以帮我翻译一下，就是翻译成英文，我还没全部变成英文。
OK。
好，稍等一下哦，大家继续讲。
没有，那个 AAPP Works 的讲员是不是去年有来过我们 Final Forum? Okay, he looks so familiar.
Yeah, I see.
詹义健，对 ，APP 目前还没有开始联络，对，好，然后关于创业 Roundtable 这部分，你们可以点进去，里面还有一份文件。然后这份文件我先帮大家开成可以共同编辑。好，稍等一下，我帮大家开共用编辑。有谁没有在这份文件里面吗？这边我好像加到比较少了。
哪一份啊？你把那个 link 贴上去一下。
好 ，OK。link 就在那份的里面的那个创业。有吗？我看一下谁没有。
哦
，OK。Emily， Tyler 有，后面也有。好，应该大家都有。好，可以。然后这份大家进去里面看到就是创业的详细的一些内容，然后我介绍一下 APP Works 跟 Garage Plus， 然后 APP Works 它也在市区，它在市政府附近，然后它是开始从2011年开始的，然后它已经辅导过快200支的团队，然后我在网上查，它是目前亚洲最大的创业家比 Accelerator， 然后它专注于科技领域，是物联网跟行动网络。对，它的创办人是林之成跟詹一健。然后你下面有个影片，就是大家如果方便的话，可以点开来一起看一下，就是里面可以看到那个林之成的演讲。对， 然后以下几个是目前台湾的一些新创团队，像是 Easy Table、Pandora、ICP 这些很多都是新创的团队，还有几家已经到一定的规模了，所以有可能也是可能潜在我们可以参访的对象，像是 Easy Table。对，那他是希望可以帮大家台湾打造一个 Internet， 就是让台湾成为一个国际的创业之都。对，然后接下来还有一些他那个创办的文章。那我先去讲 Garage Plus。Garage Plus 它位在好，就会在双连站附近。然后这是它里面的景观，因为它是去年底才新开幕的，所以它还蛮漂亮的。然后它有2层楼，1楼在9楼，1楼在10楼。对，然后它里面一样是很多会议室，各种，特别是我们4、3个到那边去参访演讲是可以的。然后它是时代基金会成立的一个创意，然后因为这个基金会本来就是专注在体系帮助台湾企业发展，所以它跟企业的关系非常好。然后它跟学校，因为它也希望做一些帮助台湾的学生增加视野，所以它有做一些育成计划。然后就是
重点。
好，接下来就是这基金会还有跟国外的一些MIT、洛杉矶、Berkeley 都有做一些合作。好，然后 Garage Plus 的领域更广，它除了科技之外，还有MedTech， 还有软硬整合跟绿能这些。然后对，大概是这样子。然后它目前只有40个团队，对。然后像是绿能生机、StorySense 跟社气流都是目前在跟他们里面合作的一些团队。然后我比较这两个创业的东西，因为现在原本是台北只有4天，那现在增加到6天。6天的话，我就想说，有6天的时间的话，也许我们可以参观2个创业团队。对，这是我们觉得育成中心，因为我希望创业这部分，我们不是说只有请创业家来演讲，我们希望更系统化一点，就是说可以帮助delegate，就是从了解台湾整个创业生态，然后当然也有跟美国的可以比较，所以就是因为育成中心它有跟国际接轨，所以它对于美国的创业生态应该也是有一定的程度的认识。然后再来就是你下面还有一个就是我们因为台湾最近有个台大的团队叫做 Flux， 它有在那个叫什么群众募资那个 Kickstarter 上面募资，然后他们现在好像在起步，对，就是一群学生休学创业，那也是听的同学，就是看看之后有没有机会，就是让他们来就是进行一些演讲，就是分享，因为我觉得从学生的角度来分享这个创业，是因为他们的年龄跟我们就是差不多，所以我觉得可能可以更有一些不同角度的收获。对，然后对，
好，等下我做个总结。就是反正我们现在要去 Garage Plus 嘛，对不对？你跟 Wendy 有讲什么？就是去那里他会带我们，他会安排一个讲者，然后参观2个创业中心，参观2个创业团队，就是请2个创业团队来分享。
可是现在没有创业团队那个还没有确定，而现在就是他说给我2个，就是排2小时，我是希望可以3个小时左右会更好。对，这我还会跟他谈。2个小时，我不知道能不能讲多少东西。不过他有说就是 不用太久，因为他说也没有说那个真的很大 ，Glass Bus 大概2、3个小时差不多。
2个小时是演讲加参访是吗？
就是参观，其实可能参观一下就看看，就20分钟到处逛一下，然后接下来就到会议室，然后会有讲者进行演讲，然后至于每一段小演讲的时间长度，这个我们就可能还会讨论一下。这个部分还没有看，到时候再去搬出来讲。好，大家问题关于创业这个 round table。
我觉得，然后创业讲完之后，那剩下的行程，
我先讲完吧。好，
就重点就是我们要去那里干嘛，然后是什么，这样就好了。
你说，剩下的吗？好，
对。
好，大家回到那个北区行程与讲者介绍，对，那边，然后底下那个是 media and communication， 然后这个部分我目前想要请的是李四端，他是台湾的一个，
这样就好，然后下一个，
好，然后还有其他的是天下杂志，对，它是台湾的一个很大的就是杂志，对，然后也是
那在天下杂志里面要做什么？
底下是Judy 提供的，就是他就是有一位天下杂志的创办人叫做那叫什么名字我有点忘记了，就是天下杂志。
没关系，那我们进去是演讲吗？还是有什么活动？
主要有演讲，有讲座，就是台湾跟美国的媒体趋势，然后希望
这个还是请这个 Judy 会不会比较熟
？Judy 来讲一下。
喂，听得到吗？就是我们希望在天下杂志里面做的事情是让美国的学生跟台湾学生有一个交流，可以让双方都知道彼此的媒体环境是什么，这是第一点。然后第二点是想要让美国知道，就是台湾媒体有什么展现，就是趋势跟问题或是发展的可能性，然后来做一个讨论。第三个应该是可以知道为什么天下杂志可以在华语界有这么重要的一个地位，因为它的发行量或是它扩及的层面其实都是还蛮可观的，那也是这部分也是美国学生可以值得学习的。就这样。
那你现在谈到的进度在哪里？到哪里？Sorry。
就是还在计划书尚未完成的阶段。
你说他们要的是什么样的计划？是
应该是一个比较详细的计划吧，不然就只是口说无凭，他们也不知道怎么来进行，因为他们也很忙碌这样子。
你说要怎么跟他们？你说这个活动要怎么设计？要我们给他们这样，是不是？
对。
那你知道他们能提供给我们的资源是，就他们会派什么人，或者是这些人可以由我们指定这样吗？
他们讲的很清楚应该是我们还要再打电话过去问，或是来去问。对。
那你是透过那个学姐跟天下杂志联络的吗？
没有，我后来自己。
对，那你可不可以就是多问一些，就多问一点那个学姐，她那个天下杂志可以给我们，可以就是最多提供给我们的资源是怎么样？就是我想要让我写这个，我也不知道怎么从何下笔，因为我不知道他们能提供的合作方式到底。如果是几个简单的演讲跟参访的话，我觉得就不用到要写企划这么复杂。
好。
那如果是要做一个很活动的设计的话，有那种什么 workshop 的讨论什么的，然后就是这个才需要写企划。所以如果只是去那里参访或是演讲的话，我觉得就跟他们说我们想要他们讲什么样的内容，然后就直接在信里面跟他们说，看他们的回信是怎么样，这样。OK。 好，OK，所以现在 Tyler 有跟上吗？
Tyler, any questions? I know it's a lot. I didn't catch a lot of it.
Like which part? Like garage
I know
plus?
just the details. I know I understand the bigger picture, but I trust that you guys can work out the details on your own. It sounds pretty good. It seems like it seems like the focus on the startups is pretty heavy, but though I understand that's kind of John's area of expertise. So yeah, just keep in mind as you're planning out the itinerary for northern site is that most of the Americans, their only vision of Taiwan is Taipei. So you might want to also consider bringing them to places that are a lot, things that they might. That sounds really babyish, but like things that they might recognize a little more. Just so they don't feel like they were like, oh, I've been to Taipei, but I haven't seen like Google or Yili or stuff like that. Not that we have to go there, but
Yes.
just keep that in mind.
Actually, John, we are planning to go to Taipei 101 or just other places, such as like National Palace Museum and or other company like HTC that is well known in the world.
Yeah.
And John is doing a lot of efforts on the entrepreneurship roundtable, and I really appreciate that. And he is going to like attending a camp like tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. I don't know.
3 days.
So yeah, so he is trying to do what he can do right now to contact the Garage Plus people and set the itinerary. So I think he will do a lot more works that after he came back or after the semester start. And we'll definitely go some places that is well known to Americans that I know you guys want to see these places in person, like Taipei 101 or other places. Yeah. So what we are now, so I'll give a very short conclusion that for entrepreneurship we are going to Garage Plus. And in Garage Plus we have one speaker. We are planning to invite two group of startup people that can share their experience with us. Yeah, and so that's what we're going to do in startups. So speaker and two startup sharing.
Yeah.
And also we are trying to contact AppWorks, and we want to go there as well. And the reason that we want to go to two like startup companies or startup incubators is that we want the delegates to know the environment of Taiwan startup more thoroughly by comparing these two companies. Like what's the difference, or what's the difference? Just compare what the difference between these two companies. Yeah, and this is for entrepreneurship. And for education, right now in Taipei we only have one speaker, and it's Benson Ye, and he focused on the online open course. Yeah, and for media, we want to invite it and pre-anchor in TVBS and a very well-known anchor in Taiwan. Yeah, and that's for media. And also for media, we are visiting a magazine company called what? Sorry.
Commonwealth.
I guess. It's more known as Tianxia in English speaking series from what I've seen, but whatever.
Yeah, in Tianxia, and we are inviting speakers there, or maybe we can organize a workshop in the company so that we can know a more thorough picture of the media in Taiwan. Yeah, and also what else? And John is organizing a retreat event that we're heading to Inca for cultural experience. And
okay.
this time, and the time is set to be on July 29th, Wednesday, in the afternoon. And we're heading to Inca, and we're making potteries there. We're visiting the pottery museum, and we will take the delegates to a company called 兴旺集子 and to make a pottery for delegates, and you can take the pottery back to the US.
Oh, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Okay. One comment that I have is it's just a small one. I think this looks really, really good. One thing I would have cautioned against is having too many speakers, because I think that was kind of a pitfall last year, especially in Taipei, where all we had was speakers. And speakers are great and all, but people get bored, especially at the beginning of the conference where they're going to be really sleepy. So if we could have
that's
a good
one
balance.
difficulty that we encounter, like planning this itinerary, because all the speakers, very well-known speakers, are more willing to speak in Taipei.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we kind of want to separate the speakers, the speech and the cultural experience, the two parts. Like go to Taitung. You definitely don't want to hear a lot of speech in Taitung, right?
Right.
Yeah. So we're trying to make good use of the resources that we can get in Taipei.
Okay, I understand. That makes sense. All right, that sounds good. I guess. Oh no, Sandy, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I think, John, you need to put the site we're going to visit that you mentioned, the Palace Museum or 101. You need to put that into the schedule, so you make sure that we have time for that.
我跟你说一下，就是他们还是要去101，就我们还是规划去101。
OK。
I mean 不一定。
那不一定去101，我是说就是如果有这些行程要放进去这样。
是一个比较休闲的行程，还是它是一个正式的要去里面去参观？
我跟你讲一下去年的哈，因为101我觉得是美国人都非常，就他知道台北就一定是知道101，然后或者是一定会，
或是只知道101，
或者是只知道101，所以他们一定会非常好奇到底他所印象的101跟他实地走到台湾的101到底有什么不一样，所以去那里我觉得是必要的，所以。然后我们去年有去过，然后我们去年去的话，去那里是他们就101是绿建筑，所以我们会有请里面的讲师来跟我们演讲，然后有带我们去就是他们的什么垃圾处理系统，然后还有整个大楼的设计，去讲它的历史，对，所以大概是一个半郊游半正式的行程，这样。
那就去做起来。
所以今年的101要跟去年的一模一样吗？还是说今年？
给你参考用。
对，就参考用了。看，我觉得应该大同小异啦。我觉得要变到哪里也应该很难变，除非你能去参观它的什么奇怪的系统，这样啊。它最让人印象深刻就是垃圾处理系统。
好，那101的部分，你们去年是一个下午吗？还是多久？
一个下午。
然后晚上我们
6个小时，还是
没有啦，就大概一样，每个参访跟每个 speech 大概也都是2个小时到3个小时。我们是先去那里吃饭，吃完饭之后大家逛个1-2个小时，再回来做这个 speech 跟 visit。
没有，你先说。
那个101吃饭吃那边的餐厅哦。
对，
会贵吗？
我们一个人发100块，叫他们去吃。
还好。
OK。
对，那个 site coordinator 那个就是早餐跟午餐也要计划一下，因为目前应该都是空的。对。
早餐的话不是，如果我们有住饭店的话，应该会付吗？
如果住 Just Sleep 就没有问题。那如果其他地方有早餐或像午餐这种东西，就是也要计划一下。
对。
好 ，OK。
目前我们台北睡觉地方。是你决定是要睡哪里？
我等下最后等下跟你讲这些细节。OK， 所以现在大家有没有什么问题？
那还有就是台北的我不知道 AEC 除了101之外还有什么也是要去的地方。
没有说要去的地方啦，就是
wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you're talking about just regular Americans, the two things that they will want to see if they were to go to Taipei is 101, and if they're more culturally inclined, Gugong. But Gugong isn't even like, Gugong is kind of plus, 如果他们知道 Gugong 的话，那是 plus. 可是就是他们没有什么的 expectation to fulfill, right? 我想101就好了。
Night market please.
哦，对对对 ，Yeah.
Night market.
可是 Night market 我们台中也要去啊，so I mean same difference. 差不多。
Different night market.
Right.
OK。
还有一件事就是那个，像我们很多 speaker 啊，可是他有时候可以不一定要用成是 speaker， 就是他可以是我们 RT 的 advisor 或是 TASC 的 advisor， 所以就是在 site coordinator 在看的时候，其实可以想一下说，他不一定是要当一个 speaker 才能被我们利用所以就是其实我觉得塞太多 speech 也没有比较好，你说到最后就是大家听到比较疲乏了，所以也没有比较好。
Oh, John, one thing. Stanton speech.
Stanton speech. OK, I know.
还有那个张宏硕不，我觉得张宏硕可以变成 advisor， 所以我觉得他如果塞不进去，不一定要当一个 speaker。
Okay, so I think I can. This is what we talked to Sonia like yesterday. She suggested that we can find like two different kind of speakers. One is for the roundtable stuff, like find the speakers that can contribute to each roundtables, and the other kind of speaker is the speakers that fit the core value of TASC, like the Taiwan-America relations and the how to be a global leaders, how to be a very successful leaders. Then we can find some very successful leaders or maybe retired like chairman of and come back to share with us like how to become a leader and how to because these leaders kind of fit the core value of TASC. So I think we don't have to limit ourselves to the roundtables topic we set for every year's TASC. We have to find some speakers that can contribute to the core values of this conference.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, even with last year, so I'm echoing. Can we turn that off? Okay, thank you.
Okay, it's me.
Okay, that's fine. I think we don't. I wouldn't advise it. I wouldn't take too much pains to coordinate every single speaker with a roundtable. Like they tried to do that really strongly last year, as in like every single speaker had to have relevance to the roundtable, and not only that, they had entire days where like we only talk about this roundtable topic on this one day, and I think that was a really poor way to organize it, honestly. So yeah, I would want to depart from that model if we can, and make things just a little more, because we don't want people to get too like what we want to go away from is people only seeing TASC from their own roundtables, rather that's the people in their roundtable or their own topics. So I think going as holistic as possible is a good choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay.
So do Tyler get it? Yeah.
我想问一下 Patricia 有没有对北区的行程有什么一些建议或是想法？
哇，就是跟刚刚说的一样啊，就是如果我觉得 演讲还是很好的，可是也要考虑美国他们那边会有时差，所以我就怕他们听演讲的时候会睡着。我这个 that's my only concern。所以我觉得如果有那个比较多的那个
文化体验。
I think we have the first 2 days for the Americans to adjust.
Yeah, that too. Right. Yeah. 不一定要是文化体验啦，就是如果可以像就是像有地方可以参观，像如果我们去那个天下杂志的话，如果不是演讲的话，那就是像 tour 一样，如果可以这样子的话，我觉得会比较好。But whatever is possible, because I know that these places are like they're pretty tight. So whatever you can work up is fine. 我觉得 with Taipei, especially the American delegates, they're going to expect bigger names. Whether it's the mayor, if we can get the mayor, whether it's 天下杂志, I think they're just going to expect bigger names. And I mean, that's whatever we can manage for that. But from the American side, it's shallow, but that's what they're going to be looking for. Yeah.
在你心目中的演讲跟参访还有文化体验的比例多少？你觉得各占几成？
I don't really know. I mean, for me, I think as long as everything is covered, it's okay.
OK，
我觉得应该就是不要太疲劳轰炸，就是大家一整天过下来，就是觉得很充实的，然后也不会就是被丢到空子这样，被筛选死。
就不要觉得天哪，我听完这个演讲还有2个要听这样。
对，应该没有说有一个螺旋或是什么，就是
一天最多一个演讲，一天
也不一定只有1个啦，但是我觉得2个还可以承受得了。
你要平衡。
对啊，但就是不要，就是一连串
一天不要有3个，一天不要有3个，
不可能，
有点崩溃。
不会排一个。
喂，
那你去参访的地方，有可能就有 speakers。
对，
就是那种边走边听的，就是比较有活动。
就是带我们 tour， 不要坐在一个地方的听。
像预审中心这样的感觉，预审中心。那纯文化体验，我们再多，因为现在有6天，再多排1个或2个，好不好？
我觉得 fine 啊，可以啊。
OK， 好，那我们再找找看。
等一下，你现在 Stanton 他的 speech 你想排在哪里
？Stanton 的，既然是 Stanton 的话，我觉得是可以排。等一下 ，Stanton 的话，
你开给我2个时间，你开过几个时间了？我问他可不可以这样。
尽量周间，尽量平日。他这个人很爱放假，尽量就是尽量1到4，或是现在只有1到4。Yeah。
你说台北结束那一天吗？最后一天？
我觉得 fine 啊，我觉得柯文哲不一定请得到。
我也觉得他最近有点
而且他的英文不知道，好不好？
好可怕哦！他害我
我们还需要找翻译吗
？We work our best to avoid that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if we need one, we need to find out right away, because yeah, it'll take some time.
Yeah.
那个佩奇夏，你知道柯文哲吗？
我知道啊。
我知道。
对啊，我有念台湾新闻的。
可是我跟你讲，就是只有某些人会知道，你不能预期那些美国招来的人都知道柯文哲是谁。
你说只有
他们会知道这是台北的 mayor， 很重要的。所以 yeah, that's it. 他们 they will probably know nothing for what 柯文哲 is as a person， 可是他们会知道台北的市长 good。
哇，
对，像那个去年那个蔡英文，很多人不知道蔡英文是谁啊。You know, used to run for president. Good, important. 这样就好了。
一个大头衔这样。
对。
所以他们说美国人在台湾在台北就是 search for big names。
对 ，It's really shallow， 可是这就是现实啊。
OK， 好，不过他现在因为就是非常的忙，对，还在问我。
你不用帮他想行程，我知道他很忙。你行程所以就1到4，你哪个确定？礼拜2不行，对不对？
什么东西？
就礼拜2早上，或者是就你要排 Stanton 的 speech 的话，就是1、2、3、4嘛。你现在只有礼拜2早上跟礼拜3下午是确定的，对不对？
对，我希望排在2天。
好，那我把剩下的时间都开给他，然后让他选。
好，这是可以的。
然后他选完之后，你再照他的调。好，
那6跟日的话，我们排什么比较好？因为6跟日的话，如果排，
我觉得
讲者也可以啊。
我觉得讲者比较
可是那时候寒假夜女生也没有空。
讲者不适合，因为讲者如果有些要开放给就是其他人进来听的话，就是6日会比较少。那
好啊，
不是6日哦，你说6日不是比较多吗
？6日比较多。
对啊。
哦，对，这是可以的。然后，可是如果文化体验的话，就可能排在平日，因为这样反而去参观地方人比较少，会比较好。对。
对。
他们也有上班。
然后。
你排周末谁要进来带你啊？
对。
如果讲者可以排在周末，就排在周末。
好，讲者有一些会排到周末去。对。
好。
应该是这样子。好 ，OK。
好，所以。Tyler, do you have any questions?
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm assuming it's all good.
Okay.
All right. If we're just about done with the itinerary talk, I know it's just me and Tyler left from the AC side, but I guess I want to take this opportunity because I know that the itinerary planning is mostly in your hands, but I just want to make sure that AC has a chance to have their input on places they want to go. We brought this up in a meeting a while ago, and I wish everyone else was still here to offer their input, but it might be good to bring up make a thread or something for suggestions. But for me right now, I mean, this doesn't have to be this isn't necessary, but I know for me personally, in terms of the itinerary, I would love it if we could put in a service project somewhere in there. I don't know. That's just something that I want in the itinerary. It doesn't have to be there, but just a thought. Tyler, is there anything that you wanted to put in?
No, I completely agree with the service activity. I think it's a great thing and something that TASC was actually lacking last year, and also in addition to it just being enjoyable, I think it will look good in marketing materials. And then the other thing, and this is less about specific places, but more about the flow of the conference is, and I think we talked about this a little bit earlier in the year, there was that one day, I forget what school we were at, but we had 2 speakers. One was on Taiwan, China, potential war outbreak, and on agriculture or something. And the way it worked was that each roundtable got to choose which speaker they wanted to go to, and then whichever speaker they did not go to, they had RT time during then. And I think that worked really well because then the people who were with the speaker really wanted to be there. They were able to get better conversations, and people were just less tired by the end of the day.
Yeah, I think if we're going to have an overload on speakers, which I think might happen in Taipei, that's an option we should definitely consider. Yeah. Oh, also for 文化体验 in Taipei, I just thought about 淡水 for the historical part of it.
John's expertise.
Yeah, you go to school there. Okay. Yeah, just a thought. I mean, I was just thinking about it because when I go to Taiwan, the house I live in is in Danshui too. But I think there's a lot of history there that a lot of Americans will have no idea about the colonial history of Taiwan, and that might be a good place to bring it up if you have room in the schedule. If there's just a random afternoon that you have blank, I think that might be a good option. So.
It seems to plenty of rooms.
Okay. There's 5 days. So.
You say AEC and Taipei American delegates want to go to Tanshui?
I mean, that's my idea. That's my idea. I don't know about the other ACs, but right now that's just what as an idea. You can consider it.
给你参考用。
对。
You want to go to Taipei?
Like anything anywhere in Taipei are new to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really like Elephant Mountain.
Oh, that was fun last year.
Yeah, I think
that was exhausting, but that was fun.
It was fun.
I wanted to die at the end.
And you get all sweat at the very first.
And I think that was also initially on the itinerary. I think we were supposed to go to hot springs or something like that.
Oh,
and,
cold.
Yeah, and I remember people being upset that got canceled, so that might be something.
Really?
Yeah. They really want to go to hot springs.
I don't know.
Okay.
Why? It was summer in Taiwan that time.
That's true. That's weird. Well, I mean, like, anyway, like, there's a lot of, like, you know, 文化体验 stuff in Taipei that we could do. So, you know, even if it's, like, sounds really obvious, it'll probably be, 对美国来讲会是非常, you know,
Yeah.
惊讶的事。
Okay. Okay, so I think that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all from me. We've been here. Yeah.
So Joshua, should we bring up the email from the high school student you mentioned?
Oh, I mean, are you guys around to? Yeah, we can talk about that. So one of the, I'm guessing, yeah, she has to be from TCGS.
Yeah.
She graduating senior wants to apply. What's our policy on high school students? I feel like if they're graduating and they're going to be in college next year, it should be okay. If before that, probably not.
Yes. That's what I'm thinking.
That's my thought on it.
Yeah. So are you gonna reply to her or?
I mean, we can. It's if she's welcome to apply. I think we should just make that clear. We shouldn't say that don't apply because that's just mean. But we'll see. Like for those.
Wait, she's from US or Taiwan? Taiwan. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tyler was a high school student. That's.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like I think Tyler was a special case because because Tyler also emailed last year's AEC about eligibility and that was a conversation. So I think.
Just to speak from experience, I know that what happened last year, and I think we actually still have it on the website. Is it said something like if you do not fit the eligibility requirements, like reach out to us and whatever. And so I think we should absolutely let her apply. And then we can see whether or not later.
Yeah, I think for the general policy, let's just say because I really don't think we'll consider anyone high school aged unless they're graduating this year. So let's just say applications as a whole. If you get questions about that, they're open once you for incoming freshmen as well. And then after that, once we get the application, we'll consider holistically from there on. So let's just make that unless someone else has a different idea.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna.
So our target is also for the senior student.
Sorry?
No, I think just the university student.
Undergrad and university. I think if we end up accepting, what happened last year is that because we accepted a bunch of grad students last year, before the conference, Alice spoke to each one of them and to Tyler as well to make sure that they would fully understand that this conference was geared towards undergrads and whether or not they were okay with that. So if that case happens again, we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's mostly targeted towards undergrads.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so open.
Yeah, so you're going to tell her then.
Okay, so Chandler.
Yeah.
那你就回信给他。
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Supposed to be so late over there.
Anything else we need to talk about? Anything important?
Raymond， 你还要讲什么吗？你也快死。
没有啊，我在整理今天所有的实验东西，快挂了。
Yuri 要讲什么吗？Hello。
你睡着了？
好吧，我们不要逼他好了。好啦，今天。好吧，那今天先这样。然后那个 Sandy， 你有做记录啊？
有，
那再麻烦你整理一下，辛苦了。
So we only have 5 people on AEC right now, right?
Officially, yes. Pat and I are recruiting, are working on recruiting 2 more. Because and the concern for that is because Pat might have to leave early. I might have to leave early from the conference if I get Princeton in Asia. So if both of us leave during the conference, that would leave 3 AECs, and that's not cool. So we need to recruit, and we're working on that. So we'll keep you posted.
Okay.
Man.
No, kind of scary.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully it'll be okay.
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 Last thing I want to call out, like, when are we gonna decide we're going to Tainan or Taitung or whatever, like, because we don't have like the southern side coordinator.
Oh yeah.
We have the eastern side as well. It's like, if we really want to like go to both places or at least choose one place, I think maybe we have to work on that and trying to recruit someone for that position.
Yeah.
Uh,
Taiwan kind of takes care of itself, right? If we have a bunch of speakers already, and then we can use, I don't know.
we actually just sent me something. I haven't taken a look on it. Is Judo really busy this day? I'm thinking we can just give him a deadline, like see how Thailand goes, and then if it doesn't work out, we can just go to.
No, he has to work it out.
Okay, like 2 days or 5 days.
I think
we have to give him
Can we just make it like a decision now whether or not we want to do Taidong?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if we want to do that, we need to decide now.
Yeah.
I like the idea of going to
Okay, two options.
Okay.
Thailand 2 days, Taitung 3 days, and all Taitung or all Thailand. Three options. Sorry.
I feel like the first would be better. I can't imagine spending 5 days in Taidong.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Or 5 days in Thailand.
So 2 days in Thailand and 3 days in Taitung.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we going to Hualien anyway?
What?
Sorry?
Oh, Hualien.
Hualien?
You mean the Ame tribe?
Yeah.
It would be a part of Taidong, right? We could do 3 days in Taidong.
They're adhere to each other.
No, I know. I know. If we have 3 days in Taidong, we can swing up to Hualien for if there's something, just like we go down to Nantou.
Oh yeah, because we have the rental bus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So maybe you two days Thailand, 1 day Hualien, 2 days Taitung.
Something like that.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's the final call. Yeah.
Sure. I can. Oh, so okay.
Okay, so Patricia, can you ask Hongwen to change the itinerary on the website?
I'm gonna do that tonight. So
Okay.
Let me look it up myself.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Okay.
What order are we gonna do? Tainan, Hualien, Taidong, Hualien.
I think you just mentioned that we're going to the East Coast.
Okay, no, the thing is that because we have that like mini itinerary up on the program details page, and it'd be really awkward if we just have like a 7-day block and just say Tainan/Taidong/Hualien. Yeah. I mean, I can do that, but it's kind of weird.
Tainan, Taidong, Hualien, and Taipei, right?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice job.
One circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll start reaching out to people who might be Eastern side coordinators.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Thank you so much, Chander.
Since now you're in Taidong, right?
Yes, I'm in Taidong now.
Okay. I mean, Taidong should be pretty relaxed anyway. No need to make it high-powered because I think the rest of the itinerary will be very high-powered. So Taidong and Hualien can be kind of chill if we need it to be.
Yeah. We can rent a bus. We can rent a bus.
Time.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for joining.
Okay. That's it for today.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. TC, tomorrow. Are we meeting?
Morning.
What? It's 1 o'clock now.
Hello.
I'm gonna kill you.
那就这样自己上线了。
我下午跟晚上有事情。
好了，今天的 home meeting 就下礼拜天再开。
好。
下礼拜再开吗？下礼拜我就看不到，就
你要给我跟 Judy 交接。
你跟 Judy 开 ，OK？
你跟他交接好。
好，跟 Judy 开。
我下礼拜天才回来。
没关系，就是下礼拜天你只要知道，你就在这样之前你 把他的事情都接过来之后就好了。
我12点才到台北。
没关系，你可以不用来干嘛，可是你要知道John 在干嘛。
Judy， 你这几天什么时候有空？我把
我
大概也知道状况。
他明天就要出去，他后天就要出去了。
我礼拜一才回来。我要去花莲。
那你去花莲敞开。
花莲几天？
也是啊。
Judy， 你去花莲，Judy， 你去花莲敞看一下。
对，敞看。
我去8次了耶。
什么？没有，你就看你去的那里适不适合我们去这样。
Scouting。
我要带营队，然后你还叫去敞看，这也太辛苦了吧？
对啊，不然我觉得很有兴趣。我确定会在台东上面几天。
OK。好啦，反正你就知道，就这样，这是你的责任，你要把你的东西，因为你要走，你要把东西交给 Judy 整理一个 pack。
反正
今天要跟他交接好就对了，然后这是你的东西。
好，我那个Judy，反正今天大致上内容你有就是大概听到了，然后我再把讯息传给你，然后你就看一下讯息就可以了。对。
不行啊，那个什么 email 那些。他要找那些人，然后你都有 CC 他吗？
应该有吧。好，那我再确认一遍。
因为之后你们做事的时候，你们2个是一组的。
好，没问题。
寄任何信都要给他。OK。
Judy， 反正我明天给你，明天应该有时间看一下吧。
明天可以啊。
好 ，OK， 我明天给你。
好，然后 Judy， 你做的时候也是一样，就是联络什么都要 CC 状，然后介绍的时候是你们2个一直介绍。好。好 ，OK，that's it。OK，Thank you guys。
大家晚安喽。
晚安。
Good night。
拜拜。再见。